Hey, everybody. Hello, everyone. We are back. But this time we are watching the Donna Adelson case, day 2. Um, Even I know a lot of people say, hey, these lives are late. I've been falling asleep because it's through the week. We are never live through the week like this. But I have a job now. So I work my job during the day and I'm over here on YouTube at night. And it's just how it's going to be for a while. But for those of you that do fall asleep, watch it tomorrow while you're at work. It'll give you something to watch while you're at work. I hope I can make it through the entire trial tonight. That is my plan. If it gets too late, then of course I get on. Y'all know, if it's 1:30, I'm cool there, but I have to go to sleep at about 1:30. Okay. But yes, and I've got to watch. I got to watch. But if it's listen, 1:30, I'm getting off because I definitely won't be on here till 3. And then have to watch y'all. If my job wasn't me sitting in front of a computer for 8 hours, I'd be fine. I would be fine. But the fact that I have to sit in front of that computer, I can't do it. Okay. Hey, Cass. Hello. So yes, so this is day 2, guys. Now I've been watching like Lexi's tweets. I've been watching Kathy's tweets, Nosy Ren, other people online. Baby Donna's son Wendy's going to testify today. Donna's other son is testifying today, and I'm getting the feeling that people think he thinks his mom is guilty. Thank you, Too Pretty. He thinks his mom is guilty. It's a mess. But I do think today was a very interesting day. We're gonna get a lot of you guys watched with me last week where we saw some of these emails that are gonna pop back up today. So yeah. What happened with Cardi? They just ended court for the day. You can look at my TikToks. You know they only like a minute long, but I do recap on there. Girl, I don't know how to feel. Y'all think I left my water downstairs. I don't know how to feel about it, Cam, if I'm being honest with you, but it's about what the jury thinks. I don't know if people really believe what Imani's saying, and it doesn't look like they're allowed to bring any character evidence in there. So unless their jury knows Cardi B, they're going off of a pregnant woman in a hospital, privacy is being invaded, a security guard who overstepped her boundaries by confronting the lady. Cardi said what she said. You were getting on the elevator. You stepped off that elevator to approach her. So there's that. Hey, Shataka, how are you? So there's that, y'all. Let's get it popping because it's already 8 and Bart's about to bark. So let's get it popping.
Well, this contains all of the divorce documents that the defense objected to last week with Detective Isom. It includes one additional pleading, the grandma motion, as it's been referenced previously. That's tab JJ in your book there. So each tab represents a divorce filing, and behind the divorce filing in each tab is the supporting documentation for that document to show that Donna Adelson was aware of that particular pleading. So the state is going to be seeking to introduce this exhibit. My understanding is the only issue in contention at this time is the JJ tab. So we will call Investigator Nuland at this time to address that issue.
Investigator Nuland, if you can come up and take the stand. Please raise your right hand and be sworn for Crawford. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give? I swear. You may take your seat. You may inquire Ms. Compliment when you are ready.
Thank you, Judge. I just need about 30 seconds.
Deputies, if we've run out of seating room, is there an overflow area?
told Donna not to cry, so she's just gonna look ugly all court trial, I guess. Look at her face, girl.
Turn those phones off, please.
Sir, please introduce yourself and spell your name.
My name is Jason Nuland, JASON, NEWLIN.
How are you employed, sir?
I'm an investigator with the state attorney's office here in Tallahassee.
Were you asked to assist in assembling the notebook that's known as State's Exhibit 60?
Yes,
And does State's Exhibit 60 contain each of the divorce filings that we were able to directly link to Donna Adelson, meaning show that through some other means that she had knowledge of those pleadings?
yes,
And is the book organized such that each tab has the pleading, and then right behind that tab will be the supporting documentation associated with that tab?
that's correct.
All right, I want to draw your attention to tab JJ, which specifically contains page 441 through 456 of Dan Markell and Wendy Adelson's divorce pleadings. This is a pleading entitled what?
Former husband's counter motion for enforcement of MSA on parenting issues and motion for contempt and sanctions.
And is this the motion that we have referred to throughout preparation for this trial as the grandma motion?
Yes,
Is that because this is the motion in which Dan Markell is seeking to limit or restrict Donna Adelson's contact with his children?
yes, it is.
Okay, so the language, grandma says that the kids are reporting to him, grandma says, you're stupid, that sort of thing, that's what's in this motion.
That's correct.
Okay. And on what date was this motion filed by Dan Markell?
March 26, 2014.
Okay. And is there an email predating that filing in which Dan Markell sends Wendy Adelson the content of what ends up in this motion, the allegations that end up in this motion, and outlines them for her?
Yes,
And was that email forwarded to Donna Adelson?
yes, it was.
On what date was that email forwarded to Donna Adelson?
December 17th, 2013.
And is that email contained in State's Exhibit 60 JJ.2?
Yes, it is.
Right. And was there a response to Wendy forwarding this stuff to Donna?
Yes, there was.
And what was the response?
Wow.
All right. And is there another email the next day in which Wendy forwards the parenting coordinator's response to Dan's allegations of parental alienation?
Yes, there was.
All right. And is that what the email that's marked as JJ.3?
Yes,
And this is the one that for some reason when we print it out comes out in a big weird formatting block?
yes,
Okay. But this email was sent from Wendy to her mother.
dear mom and dad. Yes.
Okay. And on what date?
December 18th, 2013.
Okay. And that's addressed Dear Mom and Dad.
That's correct.
And that contains the same allegations that are later contained in State's Exhibit JJ.
Yes,
Okay. And when the motion was actually filed on 3/26 of 14, do you have any evidence as to where Donna Adelson was located at that time?
traveling to Orlando on her way to Tallahassee, Florida.
All right, so she wasn't forwarded the actual motion.
Not that we
Right.
can tell.
Okay, and is that
One
consistent?
moment. Turn off the phone. Please continue.
And is her presence in Tallahassee when the motion was actually filed, or actually she was on her way at the time it was filed, consistent with why she might not have been forwarded that exact pleading when she was forwarded other pleadings?
Correct.
Right, no further questions, Your Honor.
Cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor, thank you. Good morning.
Morning.
The email JJ2 that is dated December 18th of 20.
So I don't know if you guys have been online to see this. I'm trying to hear it for this dog bark. So what they're trying to say, Wendy's parents, Donna and her husband Harvey, they shared an email. So the defense is kind of saying you really can't prove if it was Donna responding back or if it was Harvey. So that is the purpose of what we're going through right now. They're trying to say that it was indeed Donna who saw these emails. And these are the emails. I mean, these are the emails of Dan saying, hey, you cannot be around my children because they've come home and they've told me things that you said. Now, since you want to play, you can see them. I'm going to let you see them, but there can only be supervised visitation with the children. So that is what we're kind of going through right now.
2013. That was sent to an email address shared by Donna Adelson and Harvey Adelson, correct?
Correct.
You don't know who responded wow, do you?
I do not.
And with respect to Donna Adelson driving from Orlando to Tallahassee at the time that the motion was filed on March 26, 2014, you don't have any evidence that that motion was shared with Donna, do you?
No.
Nothing further?
Going to redirect to Investigator Nuland.
In the research you did on all the filings preceding JJ, were many of those sent to the shared email address, donnaharvey@gmail.com?
Most of them, yes.
Okay. And in many of those, does Donna respond in a way that we can confirm that it's Donna Adelson responding as opposed to Harvey Adelson?
Wow was a common response from many emails signed Love Mom.
Right. But my question is, in a lot of them, do we have a pattern of Donna responding to those emails?
Yes.
And we have a pattern of her doing so such that we can say this one is Donna, not potentially Harvey.
That's correct.
Objection calls for speculation. Overruled, but if he is aware of the pattern for his investigation, he may testify confidently on this point.
Meaning they're signed mom,
Yes.
or they say dad and I, whatever, with context indicating Donna's the author as opposed to Harvey.
That's correct.
Nothing further, Judge.
You may step down, Investigator. Any other witnesses or evidence to offer concerning the issue of the crime?
No, Your Honor, not all we're learning about is that tab.
Mr. Zeldin, you may make any final argument concerning JJ of State 60.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, it's the defense position that the state's argument is entirely speculative. In Investigator Nuland's testimony, he indicated that the pattern indicated that when Donna was responding to these emails with pleadings, she would sign it with her name, or she would indicate dad and I. This response, JJ2, just says wow, exclamation point. As a result, Your Honor, it's our position that the state cannot establish a foundation for admission of JJ1, which is the March 26, 2014 counter motion that the state has nicknamed the grandmother motion.
Scott Holman, you may briefly respond.
Judge, the email was sent to a joint email that we can prove was routinely checked and responded to by Donna Adelson. She routinely checked and responded to emails specifically in reference to this divorce, and the pattern and totality of the testimony will show that she was the one that was primarily engaged in receiving pleadings, giving feedback on pleadings, even drafting and editing pleadings on Wendy's behalf. So I think the fact that the email was shared, and if the defense wants to point that out and argue that maybe it was Harvey that responded to this particular email, then they're free to do that. I think that goes to weight, not admissibility. I think it's important that the second time the email was shared, it was directed to mom and dad, and it was specifically directed to Donna and Harvey. So not just to Harvey.
The foundation for this item will need to be established. It sounds through multiple witnesses, both Investigator Nuland and also through the testimony of Wendy Adelson. However, once the pattern has been demonstrated, I will find based on this can be admitted if the pattern in fact does show that both either Donna Adelson or Harvey Adelson would both respond from this email concerning matters of the divorce, and the communications do in fact match other communications that were made specifically by the defendant. Concerning the limiting instruction that was discussed on Friday, if the defense is still seeking this, the court would provide the instruction. This evidence may be considered for demonstrating state of mind, motive, or intent, unless you're seeking some other form of limiting instruction, specifically as the 60 JJ.
Just a moment, Your Honor. Judge, can you read that to us again, please?
This evidence may be considered for demonstrating the defendant's state of mind, motive, or intent as far as any arguments that Donna Adelson is in fact not the person who sent the wow response because it was shared. Certainly the defense is free to cross-examine on that point and present any evidence or argument in support of that position. But I am going to find that these matters being argued go to weight, not admissibility, if the pattern can be demonstrated by both the investigator and Wendy Adelson and their knowledge of these communications or investigation.
Thank you. That's, defense appreciates that and agrees with the language, Your Honor.
Very well. Ms. Kappelman, do you wish for State 60 to remain at the bench, or will you need it back for the moment?
I have a copy, Judge, so if you'd like to keep it for your use, that's fine, or I can retrieve it.
All right, I will just keep it up here then next to my trial notebook. Are there any other matters that we need to address before the jurors are brought in for this morning?
No, Your Honor.
I believe, as previously discussed before last week on Friday, as it relates to Wendy Adelson, if the defense is still seeking to take a proffer as to matters that would be both relevant and would not, at least in their review of the evidence, go to Mrs. Adelson's Fifth Amendment privilege, I will allow you to take a proffer out of the presence of the jury concerning that matter. Is Mr. Loro present so he understands what will take place?
I don't think he's present, Judge. I think I told him 10 o'clock.
All right. When it's time for her to take the stand, she will be testifying pursuant to the state subpoena and any immunity that would attach under the state subpoena. After that examination has concluded, the jurors will be taken out of the room so the proffer can take place. I believe Mr. Loro's position on this matter has been clear throughout as to anything but a state subpoena which confers immunity. He or his client intends to invoke her privilege against self-incrimination. As to that, he will be informed of the defense being able to take a proffer, since the proffer was not possible at the time the motion was argued. Again, depending on what the questions are and whether she will still intend to invoke the privilege at that time, the court will make a ruling. I did, though, want to make sure both parties are aware as it relates to the cases on the invocation of the privilege under federal law and both state law. The defense is going to have a high hurdle to clear with this. I believe cases go to the lines of the privilege not only protects the answers that would in themselves support a conviction under a federal or state criminal statute, but likewise embraces those which would furnish a link in the chain of evidence. And to that point, I believe that is where Mr. Loro's argument lies. But Mr. Zellman, again, you'll have your opportunity to make your proffer to determine whether in fact there is something that is relevant and does not go to the proper invocation of the privilege.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. While we're awaiting the jurors, I believe we told them to report at 9:15. If there are any needs that the parties need to attend to, please do so now. If anyone needs to use the restroom, please do so now. Once the jurors arrive, we will bring them in and we'll get started with our first witness for the day. Does either party need to be heard about this any further?
No, Your Honor, you'd like to start at 9:15?
9:15, I believe that's when the jurors were told to report.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Still no going out and doing testimony.
Yeah, he just looked like he just does not take any. Hey, Kat, how are you? Kat, how are you doing? Are you streaming this during the day, Kat?
Are going to continue with the state's case. Ms. Kappelman, you may call.
All right.
Investigator, please raise your right hand, sir. Do you swear or affirm the testimony
Yes.
you're about to give in this trial will be the truth?
I swear.
You may take your seat. You may inquire when you're ready.
Sir, please introduce yourself and spell your name.
My name is Jason Nuland, JASONNEWLIN.
How are you employed?
I'm an investigator with the State Attorney's Office here in Tallahassee.
What are your duties at the State Attorney's Office?
Primarily assist the prosecutors with preparation for trial.
Okay, so that can include quite a long laundry list of tasks.
It can.
In this case, have you had an opportunity to review state's demonstrative A?
Yes.
What does state's demonstrative A contain?
It's going to be the entire divorce filing of Dan Markell and Wendy Adelson.
Okay, and what were you asked to do in reference to state's demonstrative A?
Review it, find items of value for this case, but also review documentation that can corroborate this information was shared.
All right, so were you asked to look for the foundation to support the fact that each of the filings in that document were known to or seen by Donna Adelson?
Yes, I was.
And what type of evidence did you find in regards to the divorce filings to indicate the defendant has seen these things?
Emails primarily. There was a couple daily planner, documented daily planner agendas that we were able to use as well.
And when you say emails, where were those emails collected from?
A 2014 search warrant on multiple emails, but primarily Wendy Adelson's emails, and then a 2024 search warrant on Donna Harvey at Gmail.
Okay. And based on the research that you conducted for these divorce filings, did you find foundation to support the fact that she had seen or was aware of quite a few of those documents?
Yes, I did.
And based on that, did you create a new exhibit, State's Exhibit 60?
Yes.
And how is State's Exhibit 60 organized?
So each filing that we could validate would have been provided to Ms. Adelson is going to have a letter associated with it. And for example, A1, A2 would be a document validating information passed along, whether that be an email or a planner.
All right, so each filing in state 60 now has a letter, and then behind it, the jury can find the foundation to support that filing.
Correct.
Okay, I'm gonna take demo A, like, maybe some space.
And y'all remember when we looked at Wendy's testimony, how thick that binder was? They probably have several of those, but that binder is thick.
Have a copy of state 60 in front of you.
I do.
Let's go to first page. And Judge, may I make use of a PowerPoint?
You may.
Did you assist with creating a PowerPoint to assist the jurors in understanding your testimony here today?
I did.
How is the PowerPoint set up?
So on the left is going to be the divorce filing pages and excerpts from specific pages. And on the right will be the documentation saying the information was passed along to the defendant.
Okay, so if we click, will we see this divorce filing? What was the first divorce filing?
The first divorce filing was a petition for dissolution of marriage.
Who filed that?
Wendy Adelson.
When was that filed?
It was filed September 10th, 2012.
All right. Any evidence that Mrs. Donna Adelson was aware of this filing?
Yes, there was a preceding email and an email following. So an email sent on September 9th, 2012, indicating Ms. Adelson would be filing for a divorce, and an email on September 19th indicating Ms. Adelson had filed for divorce.
Excuse me, Judge, can I ask the witness to speak on the microphone, please?
You can just adjust the microphone, investigator.
All right. So she knew her daughter was getting divorced.
She did.
All right. Let's go, if you would please, to tab B of Exhibit 60. What is the filing in tab B?
Joint stipulation for substitution of counsel.
Okay. And what is a substitution of counsel?
It's generally when an attorney that's assigned to a case is getting off of the case, and a new attorney will be assigned.
All right. And Wendy was switching lawyers?
Yes.
Who was she switching from, and who was she switching to?
She was switching from Shannon Novy, switching to Kristen Adamson.
And was Donna aware that Novi had represented Wendy prior to this substitution?
Yes, she was.
All right. And for that, I would direct you to 60B.2. Did she send an email 7 days before this lawyer change?
Yes.
All right,
Well-
that's the defendant sent an email indicating that Wendy's lawyer was Shannon Novi. Is that right?
Correct. Currently, her attorney is Shannon Novy of the Novy Law Firm.
Okay. And then was there a second email directing you to 60.B3 sent on July 10th of 2013?
Yes,
Okay, that's after the changeover of lawyers, right?
that is correct.
And what does she say in that email?
This is going to be the July 10th B3. Gary Cohen told Wendy tonight that he thinks the offer should be made her attorney Kristen at mediation on the 18th of this month.
Okay, and what about in the paragraph above that? Does she talk about why Wendy left the Novi law firm?
She does.
Okay, so acknowledging that the new lawyer is Kristen.
Yes.
Do you know who Kristen is?
Kristen Adamson.
Okay. And 660B.4, did she actually draft an email, and by she, I mean the defendant, draft an email including a portion in Wendy's voice for her to send to Kristen Adamson?
Yes.
And that email is dated what?
October 18th, 2012.
And what is the email entitled?
Review of post relocation info for your attorney.
One more click, please. One more click. All right, and in that pleading, she says, I have been upset about this move since it happened in 2005, referring to having to live in Tallahassee, right?
Yes.
Okay, and that's the I in that sentence is Wendy, right?
Correct.
Okay, next. There are, however, 16 Christian, Catholic, and Baptist schools in Tallahassee with over 3,600 students attending them. If I remain in Tallahassee, the children will not be attending a Hebrew day school, nor be brought up kosher or religious in any way. That's not a threat, just a reality. Is that contained in that email?
It is.
All right, next slide. All right, so the boys stay with me, the mom, during the week and spend every other weekend, Friday evening through school, Monday morning with their dad. Okay, so this is arguments for relocation that are being outlined by Donna for Wendy to send to her lawyer, correct? Next slide, please. All right, so let's move on to tab C. What is the pleading addressed in tab C?
Wife's answer to husband's counter petition for dissolution of marriage.
Okay, and so now on what date?
That was filed on December 5th, 2012.
Okay, so we have Wendy filing another response, yes?
Yes.
And what is she asking for? Next slide, please. She's asking for, I'm sorry, bad question. Strike that. Was there any proof that the defendant saw this filing?
Yes.
The wife's answer. Okay.
Yes.
So we've got an email in here dated July 19th of 2013. It's marked as state 60.C2. What is that email?
The subject is please forward 5 items. And there are 5 attachments to this email. It was on July 17th, Donna Adelson replied to an email and then Wendy replied back.
All right. So sometimes Wendy would just file a group of actual divorce filings and forward them to her mother.
Correct.
Okay. And in this case, she addresses the email, hi guys. Does that indicate she's sending it to both Harvey and Donna?
Yes.
Okay. Next. So that's where Donna is asking for the items and then Wendy responds and sends them, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Next slide. All right, let's go to tab D. What is tab D?
Amended petition for dissolution of marriage and request to be allowed to relocate with the minor children.
All right, what does this indicate, this petition? Does it indicate where she plans to go?
It does. This is Wendy Adelson attempting to move the children to another part of the state.
To Coral Springs, right?
That is correct.
To live with her parents.
Correct.
Okay. And States Exhibit 60D.2. Can you tell us about that email?
This motion was forwarded to Donna Adelson with the terms, here it is, let's edit.
All right. So who sent it to Donna Adelson?
Wendy Adelson,
On what date did she send this to her mom?
December 10th, 2012.
Okay. So that's 3 months before the document ends up getting filed, right?
A month.
Okay. So before she files her motion for relocation, she being Wendy, Wendy sends it to the defendant for edits.
Yes.
And does the defendant reply with some edits?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And that's this email that starts honey on page 3, number 3. number 13, sorry, says that you and Danny have assets that are deemed non-marital assets, which are either titled in both or in each individual name, which will be kept separate. What non-marital assets are these? Does this
I was just about to say, Tanya, like, am I confused? Because I thought Wendy was a practicing attorney. She was a valedictorian of her high school class. Scholarship, full scholarship to undergrad, full scholarship again to law school. Why are you sending things to your mother? I mean, everything. It's almost as if Wendy couldn't make a move without it first being approved by Donna. Now we're seeing this pattern, and then you also want me to believe the one motion that actually specifically called out Donna. You didn't show her that. Wendy, get your ass on. I think Wendy's a liar, and I think Wendy is, and this is probably what self-preservation. She doesn't want to be taken from her kids. They've already lost their dad in this mess, right? So maybe that is another factor why Wendy said, I'm not going down with y'all. But if you want me to believe Wendy ran everything by her mother, and her mother did the same. But when it came to this, she didn't. Come on now.
refer to your 401k, his 401ks? If so, his 401ks, one for $75,000 and one for $25,000, if not set aside in a prenup, are deemed marital assets. So this is, am I correct? This is Donna responding to each, she kind of goes paragraph by paragraph and offers edits and questions for Wendy.
That's correct.
All right, and how do we know this is Donna and not Harvey?
Signed, love you, Mom.
All right, and then are Donna's questions and feedback forwarded by Wendy to Wendy's attorney?
Yes, they are.
And does Wendy cut and paste Mom's questions and then send them to the attorney as her own questions?
She does.
Okay, and then does she, upon getting a response from the lawyer, does Wendy send the lawyer's answer on to her mother?
She does.
All right, let's go to tab E, please. What is tab E?
Motion for leave to amend petition for dissolution of marriage to add a complaint for relocation.
We're going through everything we just talked about. Hold on. All right, so E, motion to amend petition for dissolution of marriage to add a complaint for relocation. All right, so this is Wendy seeking to add the relocation issue to her initial petition.
Correct.
Okay, and was there any discussion from the defendant regarding the arguments for relocation in the context of the divorce?
Yes, there was.
Okay. And is that 60.E2?
It is.
What's the date on that email?
It's going to be 5 days prior to the filing, so January 9th.
Okay. And that is for your meeting tomorrow with Kristen.
Correct.
And Kristen Adamson, Wendy's lawyer.
Yes.
Okay, and how is this one signed? Well, let me back up for just a moment. Some of the contents include, obviously, at some point, whenever Kristen thinks it's a good idea, since this is a major bargaining chip for you. What was the major bargaining chip?
Her employment.
That she had better employment opportunities
Correct.
in South Florida.
Yes.
All right. He needs to know that there is no way in hell you're going to stay at FSU and that he's the reason you're leaving. Is that what she said?
Yes.
And that's Donna's the author of that.
Correct.
Okay. Let's go to tab G, please.
Yeah, I don't think it was just Donna. I do think Donna was controlling, but I also think this is probably how she brought them up. So those children were also very dependent on her too. Like Aaron just said, Wendy didn't need to send anything to Donna. but she sent it to her mother because she needed her mother to be involved. I will always believe, after watching the openings and everything that we watched with Friday, I do believe Donna is the reason Wendy had to divorce Dan. Baby, Dan was in a relationship with Donna and he didn't know it. He didn't know he was in a relationship with Donna. Listen, I guarantee you, everything Dan has ever said to Wendy, any way he's ever made her feel, Wendy went right back and told her mom. And you just really can't do that, because now you got your mama looking at your husband crazy. She said they argued about, I don't know if you guys noticed this. So I'm wondering if Wendy converted for Dan, because she said that she was Jewish when she was on the stand. But one of the arguments was he was trying to raise them, I guess, stricter than she wanted. But for her mom to come up with the whole idea of the Catholic Church makes me believe her parents are not Jewish. You get what I'm saying? Her parents were not Jewish. So it's too much. And I do think Donna is in the middle of all of this. I really do. She is the reason this woman had to divorce her husband. She probably didn't, but she may be so messed up in the head that Wendy doesn't even know what she wants herself, because her whole life has probably been pleasing Donna, giving Donna what she wants.
What is tab G?
The husband's answer to wife's amended petition for dissolution of marriage
No.
and request to be allowed to relocate with the minor children. And husband's objection to wife's request to relocate with minor children with prayer for relief.
So he didn't want her to move to South Florida with his kids.
He did not.
And what did he say was the sole reason that she really wanted to move to South Florida with the kids?
So she can be closer to her parents.
And that's true.
Right. And did he say that she was misusing access to the children as pawns?
I don't know if y'all saw that. Campbell said Donna is Jewish, child. Now that's just nasty. Oh, child, that's nasty.
Pawns?
Yes,
Meaning Wendy was doing that.
correct.
Okay. And did he make some other allegations against Wendy in this particular filing? For example, the wife alleges that the husband wants to move from FSU, but that is false. So he's saying that Wendy is misstating his intentions in the pleading.
And first of all, from Wendy's testimony, we know that to be true. Wendy, they said, well, when was he going to leave? Well, he hadn't started looking for jobs yet, but he was going to. He's dead, so he cannot confirm or deny what Wendy is saying. And Wendy, he hadn't looked for jobs yet, but he's going to. It's not the same as he was planning, an active plan. I'm talking out here talking to recruiters. He's talking to other colleges. It is not the same.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Does he also say something about, here's the pawns, we can skip that.
Right.
The wife has on various occasions failed to allow the children to Skype with the husband. So as part of his allegation here, that the communication is lacking.
Yes.
And specifically that Wendy is failing to comport with the agreement that they've made about Skyping with the children.
Yes.
Unfortunately, the broken promises, communication withdrawal, and deceitful behavior indicate that the wife really cannot be trusted to consider the children's best interest. Did Dan Markell put this in his filing?
He did.
Because there are numerous false statements in the petition to relocate, and because the wife's behavior reveals deception, lack of integrity, and other instances of bad faith, this court should look at the wife as having unclean hands. Did he put that?
He did.
And this was sent to Donna Adelson?
Correct.
Hey, kids, we're not that late, friend. We just
The
really
wife who unilaterally helped herself to $400,000 of assets she barely contributed to. And then it goes on, this court should award decision-making authority over education, medical, and religious matters solely to the husband. He didn't even want to consult Wendy on those matters.
He did not.
And he was asking the court to grant him sole decision-making over those three areas of his kids' lives, right?
That's correct.
Okay, so do we have the defendant's response here? And I'm referencing 60G.2.
Yes, we have an email from Donna Adelson to Wendy Adelson.
And she replies the same day indicating she read everything that Markel wrote, right?
She did.
And how do we know it's her and not Harvey reading these documents? Or
Signed,
this
I love
particular
you.
one?
Signed, I love you, Mom.
They gonna get it with those. I love you.
And does she send any emails at this point indicating that she's working on Wendy's response to this filing that Markel
Y'all look at Donna.
we just went through in
Oh.
detail?
Yes, she did.
Tell us about that.
On February 27th of 2013, she sent an email to a friend, Ronnie. Literally says, I'm sitting here at the kitchen table in Wendy's house working on her response to Danny's response to her relocation petition.
All right, let's skip to tab M, please. What is tab M?
Husband's memorandum of law in support of his answer to wife's amended petition for dissolution of marriage and objection to request to be allowed to relocate with the minor children, and husband's motion to dismiss wife's petition to relocate.
All right, so we have a second filing, the gist of which is an objection of Dan Markel to these kids being relocated.
Correct.
You probably right, Chicago.
That's correct.
All right, let's go to M2. Was this filing that Dan Markel did forwarded from Wendy to her mother?
Yes, it was.
Okay. And it was forwarded on what date?
May 2nd, 2013.
The same day it was filed by Dan Markel, right?
That's correct.
Okay, and the next day, does the defendant offer a response to the email?
She does.
And what is that response entitled?
Info regarding his memorandum of law. Email.
And how does she refer to his memorandum of law? It was 23 pages
It's
long,
23-page
right?
rant. Yeah, okay. Obviously, his 23-page rant was insufficient, so he's trying to push the court to deny hearing your petition.
Okay, what does she say about the efforts that Mr. Markel is putting into this divorce?
Gibbers has made his divorce a full-time job to attempt to get what he's always gotten, his way.
And what does she say is the most important part of Wendy's divorce?
The most important part of your divorce is relocation. I sincerely hope your attorney understands that this is your non-negotiable. Lots of things are negotiable. That's one thing that you cannot let her think, okay, well, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. She needs to hear from you how serious you are about this and how it will benefit the children and close-knit family support system, as well as your significantly better paying job with hours much more flexible than your current job.
What bothers me here is, as a mom with a son who has a very involved father, there is no way I would ever feel like my son being with me and my mom is going to be any way better when my mom was here than than my son being with me and his father. Does that make sense? That dynamic needs to happen for my child to be successful. He needs his mother and his father. There is no point in my life when I would ever feel like my son does not need his father in his life. As much as he loves his father, my son is 13. LJ's 13, and he thinks his father can move mountains, and that's important. But he thinks the same about me as his mom. You know, these relationships are important, and the fact that Donna was working so hard to take these children's fathers out of their lives, and when it didn't work, she just said, you know what, I'll just take them off earth. Is sick. And that's as their grandmother. That should have never crossed her mind. He wasn't hurting these children or anything. This should have never crossed her mind. Never.
Okay, and does she say anything to disparage Dan Markell in this email?
She says Danny thinks he's a very important person, and as always, he and his needs come first.
Does she call him a narcissist?
She does.
Okay, I might have gotten ahead of you, but if you'll read what's up there, please.
Only an idiot like him would write that. He should be the only one consulted for making decisions regarding the health, education, and religion of his children.
Okay, keep going.
Mr. Markell has become a religious zealot over the last few years since the birth of our first son. Skip forward. This is also to show the congregation what an attentive father he is.
And attentive is in quotes,
Wow.
right?
Yes, it
But
is.
she doesn't think he's an attentive father, does she?
No.
Wow.
Okay, what does she say about the schooling opportunities for the boys in South Florida?
He's indoctrinating them, not teaching them. If he truly cared about religious school for them, then clearly one of the 37 Hebrew day schools in Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach County would be a better choice for our boys.
All right, next, please. Okay. Does she say the word bribe? Donna Adelson.
Yes.
Okay, what does she say about a bribe in this email?
Another bribe to get him to allow relocation should be the offer of plane tickets, since he does have family that would allow him to use their homes to stay in.
Okay, next, please. What does she say about the legal fees?
And isn't he also supposed to pay some of your regular legal fees? This bastard has not paid 1 cent toward your bridge gap alimony.
Loving, caring
Loving,
father that he is.
yes.
She doesn't think he's loving.
No.
Your Honor,
Baby, eat gotta love.
counsel's testifying.
I'll withdraw.
Stay, please.
Tab O, please.
Okay, let me say, this is why I didn't understand why the defense chose to open the way they opened. Y'all remember their opening was, Dan was this great man. He was this, he was that. Oh, we loved him. Oh, we would have never done this. And then you knew these emails were going to come out. I would have rather them focus on Donna, who she is, and how much she loves family. You know, say something like that. But making it seem like this lady really liked Dan, I just think that was a mistake because they knew these emails were coming out. You knew it.
Next slide. Okay. Okay, so here we've done something with the exhibit to avoid duplication. Can you explain that to the jury, please?
Okay, so several of the emails that were preceding this, they all correspond back to this. The filings, everything was kind of an ongoing process. So there were multiple emails that covered multiple filings throughout the court document. So some of these files will say refer back to the emails in C or refer back to the emails in B. And this is one of those that says refer back to the emails in C. And this was a motion, father's motion for enforcement of parental agreement and for electronic access to minor children pursuant to Florida statute.
All right, so if they get to a filing in their exhibit 60 and they can't find the supporting documentation, they should look on the first page and there might be a note referring them to one of the other tabs.
Correct.
Okay. And in this case, they're going to refer back. If they want to see the supporting documentation for O, they'll have to go to C.2. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay, and how does C.2 provide a foundation for O?
It is one of the petitions. It is one of the attachments that was forwarded in that email.
All right, and that's the C2. It's not up there right now, but that we've seen where there was a batch of documents forwarded from Wendy Adelson to Donna Adelson.
Correct.
Okay. Tab P, please. Okay, so this one is what?
Notice of taking a deposition of Donna Sue Adelson.
All right, so the defendant's deposition was being sought in Wendy's divorce.
Correct.
And was Donna aware of that?
Yes.
How do we know that?
Emails.
Okay.
And the communication was back and forth between the two.
All right. Did she author an email specifically talking about the service of the notice for the deposition? I'm referring to 60P.2.
Yes. There's an email on May 21st.
All right. And what does she say about the service, the notice of service for the depot?
It says, wow, he is such a royal jackass. How smart are you to get rid of this piece of S? R, as in like a pirate.
Okay. And does she indicate she's still working on some of the questions for Wendy's divorce?
Yes, I've been working on some statements, etc., for the relocation, so I'll send them soon. Love, Mom. I love you, Mom.
Okay. Tab T, please. What is this?
This is the wife's memorandum of facts and law in support of her petition to relocate to Coral Springs, Florida with the minor children.
Okay. And how do we know that the defendant was aware of this particular filing?
This one we would refer back to Q2.
Okay.
And in Q2, one is indicating thanks so much, Mom. But in Q2, there's going to be an email on June 11th, 2013. Hi, honey. So here's the info I had for travel since Ben was born. And there's a list from 2009 travels, 2010 travels, 2011 travels, 2012 travels that Donna Adelson would have sent to Wendy Adelson, reference Dan Markel's travel.
So what's the purpose of documenting Dan Markel's travel?
Essentially to say he was absent most of the time.
I'm going to object to the investigator offering his opinion.
Overruled, the investigator may answer these questions based on his review of these documents and investigation in this matter.
Was
You may
it
continue.
specifically outlined in detail by Donna Adelson and present in Wendy's filings that Dan traveled too much to be a present father?
Correct.
And in support of that, does Donna here send Wendy a detailed accounting for every trip that Dan Markel has taken since the birth of their first child?
It does.
And we don't know how it is that she came to possess this information, or do we?
She kept track of a lot of things.
Okay. Can we go to tab W, please? What is tab W?
Husband's reply to wife's memorandum of law in support of her petition to relocate to Coral Springs, Florida with the minor children.
And what does Dan say about the wife's pleadings?
The wife's pleadings are vague, filled with rank and obvious falsehoods, and the legal analysis is fundamentally inept.
Does he mention her parents as well related to this line of argument?
For the preceding reasons, the petition should be dismissed with prejudice and costs forwarded to the husband. Indeed, if the costs are not awarded, then wife and her affluent parents, who are bankrolling wife's litigation so that they can enjoy closer access to the grandchildren, will persist in vexatious and groundless litigation and thereby prevent the parents from reaching a space where they can cooperate, collaborate, and communicate effectively and warmly in the project of raising their wonderful children.
Okay, I think we can breeze through W3 and 4, please. Go on to tab Y. Tab Y, what is this?
Order on wife's petition to relocate with the minor children.
What was the order?
It was denied.
When was it denied?
It was filed June 13th, or I'm sorry, June 21 of 2013. It was actually denied on June 20th, though.
All right, so signed by the judge on June 20th, filed with the clerk the next day.
Correct.
Okay, and it denies relocation.
Yes.
With prejudice or without prejudice?
Don't see prejudice referenced in this motion
Okay.
for order.
Does the defendant acknowledge that this relocation order has come down?
She does in an email to a friend,
When is the email sent?
June 24th, 2013.
So just 3 days after the filing of the order?
Correct.
Okay, what does she say to the friend about losing relocation?
Unfortunately, after paying a lawyer $600 an hour for 10 months of case preparation, the judge listened to Wendy testify for 1 hour. Nothing. Well, I'll do this. The judge took a break and asked one question. I'm not hearing about any physical abuse by the father. Has he been pulling out their toenails? When Wendy said no, the judge said, well, I've made up my mind. No physical abuse, no relocation. Outrageous. So at the moment, she will not be allowed to relocate.
At the moment.
At the moment.
All right. How does she conclude that email?
Anyway, if I sound angry, it's because I am. We're all very upset and cannot believe the outcome. Sorry, I didn't mean to respond this way, but I'm beyond angry.
Okay. Tab Z.
This is a order setting pretrial conference and non-jury trial.
All right, so the divorce is set for a final hearing, a trial.
Yes.
And when is the trial to take place?
Tuesday, July 9th, 2013 at 10 a.m.
I think that's the pretrial hearing.
Oh, that's a pretrial. Okay. The non-jury is scheduled for Wednesday, July 31st and Thursday, August 1st, 2013.
Okay, and does Donna send an email to her daughter Wendy regarding how we're going to take this news that relocation has been denied by the courts?
Yes, she does.
And does it say it's behind us, it's over, nothing else to fight about?
No, this says never, never, never give up.
Baby.
It's time for action.
Hold on just a moment. If you look at the bottom of that slide.
Baby, Mama Adelson said, baby, this is nothing. We coming back.
Yeah, go ahead, sir.
It's time for action. It's time to take control of your life and not let Jibbers think he's just won anything by having you remain in Tallahassee, 8 hours away from the only family you have, and lose out on what will be a job that will afford you and your children advantages that they will never otherwise be able to enjoy. Let's show this F what will make him absolutely miserable. Fast forward, however, the rest of your life, and consequently Dad's, mine, and yes, even Charlie's, will be affected by how well you can perform or act before July 31st. You can be a good actress when you want to. I've seen you in action. You need to put on the performance of your life. Jibbers hasn't beaten the Adelson family yet. You have a very strong family behind you. Dad and I have done everything we can to try to help you for the last 10 months. Now it's time to help yourself. Fast forward. If you can put these actions before everything else this next month, and you know that you've only got the kids a limited number of days to do this, we believe that Jibbers will be saying, stop this. And you'll be telling him, you wanted me in Tallahassee. My children are going to fit in this Bible Belt. They're going to church every time I have them. I'm having them privately tutored at home to get them caught up for Sunday school classes. Tell him that you've got a new outlook on life and a new hope, and you'd like to go to heaven. Perhaps he would like to join you and the boys at church. Plan of action. 1, take photos of the boys dressed nicely, standing at the front door or by the sign of a Tallahassee church. Then change your Facebook status photo to this one so everyone will see this. Perhaps line under the photo with New Beginnings in Tallahassee.
I think they're gonna show it y'all, but let me show y'all the profile photo. When I tell you, Donna should have been sitting her old ass down. This is the picture, y'all. Hold up, let me get out there because Brianna always tells me, make it bigger. This is the profile picture. Change your profile picture to this, is what Donna said. Maybe because them boobs sitting up in that purple. I don't know. That might be it. That might be it. I don't. That's what I'm thinking.
Nice. And then 2, make arrangements to get the boys caught up with a private tutor, a teenage Catholic church member, who will come to the house to teach the young men about Jesus. If you don't have time to arrange for this to happen, I'll happily do it for you. 3, let Gibbers know that your children will be baptized in the Catholic Church.
3. She has a plan, y'all.
Let him know that the Catholic Church is a big part of your life now with the boys, and you'd like him to be part of it. As long as he wants you to remain in Tallahassee, the boys will be involved with you in church-related activities and ceremonies. Let him get used to it. I've already checked this out, and a baptism can be arranged within 2 weeks.
What?
4, I'm looking into summer camp programs for the boys. We will pay for it. 5, register them for toddler classes at church. I've looked into this, and even if they don't go, we can show Gibbers that they are enrolled for the fall semester.
What?
And you cannot tell anyone this is an act. Take control from him. Get to him psychologically. He's going to want you to stop this. We plan to make a financial offer to him to allow this relocation. You need to work this plan, and we'll help you through it. We'll help you through it so that it may affect how much we will offer him. Maybe he'd be willing to let you relocate if he knew his children would attend a private Hebrew academy like Donna Klein in Boca, or perhaps he'd like them to invite him to a Christmas party at their other Sunday school, in quotes. And then she says,
He tired all that reading.
I know you would never want to think that you didn't do absolutely everything you could to try to come down to your family. We don't want Danny to continue his religious influence over these children any more than what he's already done. If he keeps this up, they won't want to eat in your non-kosher home. As they get older and more involved under Gibber's religious influence, they will be able to request which parent they want to live with. Don't allow Gibbers to have this power and control over them. Then in reality, he's going to have the same control over you. Dad and I is referred for the person. It's time for you to show us that you can put on the performance of your life for the next few weeks.
Please call us.
We send this letter with our love and only the best intentions, Mom and Dad.
All right, and you mentioned this as we were
And that's why it almost make me feel like Daddy knew too. I don't know how he escaped it, but Daddy probably knew too.
going through there, but there's a reference to Dad and I in the text, right?
Correct.
Mom and Dad.
Could we go to tab EE, please?
Wait a minute.
What is this filing?
Motion to enforce marital settlement agreement and to show cause why the former husband should not be held in contempt of court.
And what does Wendy Adelson allege in this motion to enforce the marital settlement agreement?
Require the former husband to immediately transfer to the former wife the remaining amount due to her.
How much was it?
So she's saying he hasn't paid up.
Correct.
Okay. And is there an email prior to this filing indicating that Donna Adelson was aware of this upcoming deadline, or I guess the deadline had already passed at this time, but the deadline, the fact that he had not made payment, and the possibility of Wendy taking him back to court?
Yes, the email was from October 15th. The filing was October 31st.
Okay. Could we go to GG, please? Okay, what was filed in GG?
Former husband's request to produce to former wife.
Okay. And did the defendant discuss this request to produce in an email?
She did.
Okay. And did she formulate in this email a plan of attack or suggest a plan of attack to deal with Danny's request to produce?
She did.
What does she say in there?
In the first paragraph, it's let's aggravate him the way he's trying to aggravate you and make him do the research and show statements from every month, from the date of your marriage to the date of the filing of the divorce. You need to see whatever he deposited into those accounts where the money came from. It's very possible some of it came from your joint Schwab account, and then he's up Schitt's Creek.
Does she specifically reference the deposition?
It just seems ridiculous for him to be able to depot you, but for you and Kristen to not give him the same crap he's pulling on you. It's time to give it to him.
Also,
what can your attorney do to be proactive to give him some grief?
Yeah, it look like you
and
doing.
can you meet with her and work out a plan of attack? Did she say that too?
She does.
And what else?
Well, sign love you, Mom, but something has to be done with this asshole. Love you, Mom and Dad. I love Mom and Dad.
All right, and let's go to tab HH, please.
Oh, I know her mama's on. I know his mother.
What is this filing?
This is an amended notice of hearing,
And on what date was this filed?
February 11th, 2014.
Okay, so how close are we getting to the murder of Dan Markell at this point?
Very
We're
close.
almost 5 months
Yep.
out.
In the amended notice of hearing, does Mr. Markell offer to settle the divorce?
He does.
Okay, and what is he saying about the settlement?
One of the suggestions is neither party will seek to relocate in the future with the children without consent of the other party. If the offer above is not accepted by the deadline, then it fast forward, Mr. Markell will file his motions and memoranda and supporting documents that detail how Ms. Adelson failed to disclose substantial assets in violation of the Florida rules and the master settlement agreement. How Ms. Adelson fraudulently induced the settlement, how she made numerous instances of demonstrably false testimony before the court and under oath in deposition, how she ignored court orders, discovery requests, and made false responses to the latter.
And Wendy Adelson was a lawyer, member of the Florida Bar at the time, right?
She was.
May still be, I don't know. Okay, go ahead.
If this offer is not accepted by the deadline, Mr. Markell will file his motion and memoranda of law and supporting documents, and these will allege and with other evidence demonstrate that Ms. Adelson engaged in misconduct, including but not limited to filing a frivolous petition to relocate that had already been deemed impossible to win by another board-certified lawyer, standing by silently while her client divulged privileged attorney-client information, advising Ms. Adelson to interfere with Mr. Markell's parental rights,
And I think there's one more, yeah.
and becoming a willing instrumentality of or participant in Ms. Adelson's financial misconduct related to the disclosures and discovery process related therein.
So he's going after Wendy and he's going after her lawyer as well, right?
That's correct.
And does Wendy Adelson forward this email to the defendant?
She does.
All right, let's go to tab JJ, please.
I'm going to object to this being shown. It hasn't been entered into evidence. I know that most of this will be. However, I'm objecting to this being shown to the jury and specifically the testimony concerning this based on the proffer that we had earlier.
You may lay the foundation as to JJ Ms. Kappelman, but until it is in fact entered, there is to be no publication for the jury.
She doesn't. She is not about to like okay.
What is the document in JJ?
The former husband's counter motion for enforcement of MSA on parenting issues and motion for contempt and sanctions.
And is this the motion that includes the allegations. Grandma says you're stupid.
Ooh, this is that one they did not want in.
This has a foundation for giving the contents of the document. Ms. Kappelman, objection is sustained.
Are you familiar with the contents of the motion?
I am.
Okay. And are the contents of that motion present in an email that was dated before the filing of the motion on 12/17/13? I'm referring to JJ.2.
Yes, the email is a forwarded email. The original email is 12/16, and it was forwarded on 12/17.
Okay, so who sent the email on 12/16?
Dan Markell sent the email to Wendy Adelson and their parenting coordinator.
Right, and then you say it was forwarded. Who
It was
was it forwarded
forwarded
to?
to donnaharvey@gmail.com.
Okay, and that was on 12/17/13.
That's correct.
And did someone respond to the email?
They did.
And what did the person say?
Wow, with an exclamation point.
Okay, and the contents of JJ, that motion that was ultimately filed, were they also, you mentioned they were sent to the parenting coordinator. Did the parenting coordinator give a response to Dan Markell's allegations? And I'm referring to JJ.3.
Yes, this is another one of those convoluted emails, but yes.
Okay, so the parenting coordinator, you mentioned that the original email was sent.
So
You-
12/16, Dan Markell sent the email. 12/17, it was forwarded to Donna Adelson. 12/18, the parenting coordinator replied.
All right, and the parenting coordinator's reply, was that then forwarded to the defendant as well?
Yes,
And so on that, is part of that thread a second version of this content that we're talking about that Dan Markell is alleging?
yes, it is.
Okay, so it was sent to the Donna Harvey email twice.
Correct.
And the second time it was sent, the one that includes the parenting coordinator's response, how is that email addressed?
Dear mom and dad, here's the Skype phone plan for the holidays. Please help me do this. It means less stress for me if you just follow it.
Wow.
Love me.
Judge, at this time, I'd ask to move into evidence, state 60.
Any objection to state 60?
We would object to JJ.
Coming in with the attachments.
Now, they don't want
State
that.
60 is admitted except for JJ. Any remaining portions of the foundation as to JJ may be laid through additional witnesses.
All right, the hearing on this motion that Dan Markell filed, was it ever conducted?
Nope.
This JJ motion?
Nope, he died.
I believe it was.
No. So make
The
sure.
grandma motion was heard?
No,
I'm trying to figure out the dates here.
it wasn't. He died. Actually, it's just insane to me that, I mean, these people ran a dentist's office. I mean, they murdered over a custody battle that didn't even involve them.
No, the hearings continue to get reset.
Okay, and what prevented the hearing from occurring?
Objection, Your Honor.
Lack of personal knowledge and lack of foundation.
Overrule if the witness through his investigation is aware, he may answer the question as to his knowledge on that ground.
Eventually, Mr. Markell was murdered.
Before the hearing took place?
Yes.
There we go. That's what she needed, right?
One moment, please, Your Honor.
Take your time.
That's what she needed right there. Yeah, that's Dan's mom right there.
Okay, so want you to turn to B, and I think it's point 4.
Wendy played them. Yes, Ellen.
B4.
Yes, she benefited the most out of all of them.
That does that email indicate that it's who the sender is?
It says Donna Harvey Adelson.
Not Donna?
No.
Okay, and then is there any, love mom or anything like that at the end of that email?
There's not.
So you don't know who sent that, do you?
Let me go through it again.
Well, you don't know, sir. He just probably going to say, well, based on what I've seen, this sounds like a relationship.
No.
Then I want you to turn to JJ2. So that one-word response is from the shared email address of Donna Harvey, correct?
That's correct.
Isn't it true that emails from Donna Adelson are much lengthier than a one-word response?
They generally are.
Okay, right next.
I want you to turn to Y2. When Ms. Kappelman was questioning you about that, you testified that the email says, so at the moment she will not be allowed to relocate. You didn't finish the rest of what that email, the rest of that sentence. Isn't it true? It says, unless at some point in the future, Danny chooses to move. If he chooses to move, then Wendy can relocate.
Okay.
Yes.
But that's basically what we need.
Now the June, let's see. Now, after the relocation was denied, my client sent that lengthy email. I believe it's at Z2.
Yes.
Isn't it true that although my client made these suggestions, that Wendy Adelson later responded and said, I'm not doing this?
I do recall an email from Wendy saying, Mom, I'm not doing this.
Just a moment, Your Honor.
Let's see.
For Wendy and the boys?
After the murder.
Redirect examination.
Did relocation happen for Wendy and the boys?
After the murder.
Where did they move after the murder?
A couple blocks away from Donna and Harvey Adelson. Well, they
And
moved in with Donna and Harvey Adelson for about a year, and then permanently to a location a couple blocks away.
No further questions.
You may step down, Investigator Nuland. Will he be recalled again by the state or the defense?
Potentially, Judge.
He remain under subpoena. Members of the jury, does anyone need to take a restroom break before we proceed forward? Please raise your hands if you do. Very well. Please call your next witness.
State House Wendy Adelson.
Oh, damn. We'll get into it. Oh, damn, y'all. Wendy's going to be up there. We got lunch. I know it's not going to be the whole time. Wendy's up there most of the day, guys. We got some breaks. Okay. Well, Wendy's a liar, so I'm sure she's up there blinking like crazy.
Mr. Loro, I had not forgotten.
On behalf of Wendy Adelson. Your Honor, we previously filed a motion to make a brief statement before Ms. Adelson testifies. We'd like to make clear for the record that she is appearing pursuant to a state subpoena that by law furnishes her with use and derivative use immunity. But for this subpoena, she would assert her Fifth Amendment rights with respect to every question that the state would ask relevant to this matter. We also believe that the use and derivative use immunity covers cross-examination to the extent that it involves responsive and relevant questions as well.
The court has previously ruled concerning this matter that the immunity that is being conferred by the state's subpoena does extend to cross-examination and that she is appearing to answer questions under this immunity. One matter that had come up, Mr. Loro, after the conclusion of the hearing that we previously had, in making sure that there is a complete record as to your client's invocation of her right to not incriminate herself. She was not present during the hearing, therefore the defense could not take a proffer. Once the examination has occurred pursuant to the state subpoena, the defense is wanting to take a proffer. As to that, any questions in which she believes she needs to properly invoke, you may advise her to do so, and I will make a ruling from there whether there is, in fact, any proper basis that is both relevant and would not go to the right of self-incrimination. Ultimately, you may advise your client concerning these matters as it relates to the defendant's proffer out of the presence of the jury. Do you need to be heard in any way concerning this?
No, Your Honor. We'll just need a brief moment to consult, obviously, after we hear the proffer questions.
That's fine.
Yeah, thank you, Your Honor.
Does either party need to be heard further before the examination begins pursuant to the state's subpoena?
Yes, sir.
There you are.
You may take your seat, Mr. Loro. You can bring back in the jurors when they're ready. Good morning. If you can just take your seat for right now, I will swear you in when the jurors re-enter the room.
Girl, look at them. Now, I'm going to tell you this. I do believe there is some sadness in Donna, though.
I believe even though the jurors indicated they did not have to go to the bathroom at this point, if we are once again dealing with the needs of 14 people, they might be in the bathroom. So wait for the knock. Okay. It's fun. I believe that we have a few jurors that do need to use the restroom. If anyone needs to stretch their legs or use the bathroom themselves, please remain for the testimony in your trial. However, you are in a You can be seated. Please raise your right hand to be sworn. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you will give today in this trial will be the truth? You may be seated. Please adjust the microphone as you need to so you can be clearly heard. Ms. Kappelman, you may examine.
Please state your name and spell your name.
Wendy Adelson, Wendiadelson.
Ms. Adelson, where are you from?
I'm from Coral Springs, Florida.
And you live in another state now currently, right?
I do, yes, ma'am.
All right. How are you employed?
I'm an immigration attorney
How long have you been an attorney?
since 2006.
And you're here pursuant to a state subpoena, is that correct?
Yes,
And that subpoena confers a type of immunity on you. Do you understand that?
I do.
Okay. Which means that nothing you say here in court pursuant to that subpoena can be used against you at a later time. Do you understand that?
I do.
Okay, but it doesn't necessarily mean you could never be prosecuted. It just means that what you say in court could not be used in any future prosecution. Do you understand that?
Yes,
Okay. I want to ask you about your ex-husband, Daniel Markell. Is that a fair and accurate photo of Mr. Markell?
yes.
When did you meet him?
We met,
And this is why I'm trying not to give her a hard time because I know that was her children's father. And even if she did have something to do with it, there's a part of her that may be still grieving him. But she has testified in every other person's trial. But she's a lawyer. Let's not forget that. Her mother told her in those emails, you need to put on the best act of your life. You're never going to have anything better. Donna didn't know she was going to be testifying because y'all see watch how she testifies. Watch how she testifies because y'all know I can't stand Wendy. I think she is full of shit. Look, when did I meet Dan? You've testified in 6 other trials. At this point, it should be a script. The question, we should be rolling. But she can't do that because she's performing. She has to do this every single trial because every time there are 12 different other people right there. When did I meet Dan? She's gonna start calling him Danny too. I already know it. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry.
originally online. It must have been the fall of my first year of law school, so 2003.
Okay. And when did you marry Mr. Markell?
We married in February of 2006.
Were you living in Tallahassee at some point as a married couple?
Yes.
When did you move to Tallahassee?
We moved to Tallahassee my final year of law school, so that would have been in the summer of 2005. And we were here from 2005 till 2006. We spent a year at the University of Miami from 2006 to 2007, and then came back to Tallahassee from 2007 until 2014.
All right. And during the time that you were living here in Tallahassee, did you live over on Trescott Drive?
For some of the time that we lived here, yes.
And when your first child was born, were you residing at the Trescott Drive residence at that point?
Yes.
Okay. I think I have a photo of that here. Is that the Trescott Drive residence?
Yes.
And how many children did you have with Mr. Markell?
We have 2 children.
What were their ages at the time of their father's death?
It was 10 days before my older son's 5th birthday. So he was 4 turning 5. And our younger son was 3.5. The boys are 14 months apart.
And did there come a time when you and Mr. Markell separated?
Yes.
When was the separation?
It was in the fall of 2012.
Whose decision was it to separate?
It was mine.
How did your ex take that news?
Well, we talked about it many times before it actually happened, but when the separation became official, he was very upset.
And even though there were problems and issues and discussions, it was a surprise to him when it actually happened, right?
It was.
Okay. And was part of the reason for the separation your differing views on how to raise the kids pursuant to the Jewish faith?
I'd say it was a very small part, but it was a part.
Did you consider your ex to be a religious zealot?
No, I didn't think he was a religious zealot, but I did think he was using religion as a way of controlling me.
Okay. Did you think he was more devout in his faith than you were?
I don't know that. I feel like devoutness has to do with maybe a relationship with God, and I don't know that his was more strong than mine, but he was more observant of kosher rules than I was.
Okay. And can you explain for the jury what those imply? For those of us
Sure.
that don't know?
So keeping kosher has to do with separating milk from meat, something like you can't eat a cheeseburger. And it has to do with the ritual way that animals are killed. So certain meats would be considered kosher or non-kosher. And then things like shellfish are not allowed, or pork would not be allowed. And so his beliefs changed over time. We used to have bacon, and then bacon became a no later on.
All right. And those rules were something that he was wanting to impose on the children, correct?
Yes,
Okay. And you were less interested in those kosher rules.
it was less important to me.
All right. Were both you and Mr. Markel raised within the Jewish faith?
We were, yes.
When you separated from Mr. Markel, did you move out of the marital home while he was on a business trip?
I did, yes.
Where did you go when you left the marital home?
I went to another property that I had rented for the boys and me.
Was that at 3303 Aqua Ridge Way?
Yes,
Was that located in Leon County?
yes.
Okay. What was the custody arrangement? Broad terms are fine for this time frame during the separation.
I think we were just trying to figure out how to make it work. We didn't have any formal custody arrangement at that time. I remember his parents came to town that weekend, and I made sure that he had the boys that weekend. We were just trying to figure out how to make it work until we had something formal.
Was the arrangement roughly 50-50 or something else?
It would have been roughly 50-50.
Okay. And were you mixing it up during the week, or was it a week on, week off situation?
It wasn't week on, week off. We didn't settle into that until the first summer, or maybe the second summer. I don't remember. That was more of a summer arrangement. But it was 50-50 and definitely a mix during the week.
Okay. I'm gonna publish what's been introduced into evidence as State's Exhibit 60. Your petition. Was your mom, Donna Adelson, involved at all in drafting your divorce documents?
No,
Did she ever make any edits to any of the filings that you made pursuant to your divorce?
I think she made suggestions, but I had an attorney, a very good attorney, helping me through the process. So she wasn't editing legal documents.
Did you ever forward any of your mom's suggestions to your lawyer?
I probably did.
And when you did that, would you attribute them to your mom, or would you just forward them along without noting whether they were your questions or your mom's questions?
I honestly don't remember.
Was this a contentious divorce?
It was.
As part of your divorce, did you file a petition to ask the court for permission to relocate to South Florida?
I did.
And I think that was your amended petition. Not sure if we can see that very well. Here we go. It says the wife also desires to relocate to South Florida in order to provide a better quality of life for the children by increasing their access to close family and providing more stability and consistency. Who was the close family that was available in South Florida for the boys?
My mom, my dad, and my brother.
Why did you want to move to South Florida?
I had very unstable employment in Tallahassee. I had a wonderful job, but it was on grant money. So year to year, I never knew if I would still have my job. I had a job offer that was very good in South Florida. And the assumption was that Danny was always going to be at a different school, a better school. He used to joke that he would take one bar exam for every 2 bar exams that I had to take while we moved around the country. And so it seemed like a way of having stability while he was climbing up the law professor ladder to be ultimately at Harvard or Yale.
And was relocation important to you?
It was, in terms of having a safe and stable place for my kids.
Did you consider having to live here in Tallahassee being stuck? Or had you referred to it previously as being stuck in Tallahassee?
I mean, I may have. The idea of being stuck is if you don't have permission to live anywhere you want to live. But I had a nice quality of life here.
Did you consider the worst case scenario to be that you would end up stuck here in Tallahassee if your petition was denied?
I don't know. I mean, at the time, I may have felt that way.
Okay. Might you have sent an email to a friend on March 24th of 2013 indicating, quote, "I do fear that the worst case scenario that could happen is that I will be stuck here in Tallahassee"?
It's possible that I sent that.
Would it refresh your recollection to review that item?
I'm happy to.
It's on tab 6 on one of those binders.
I'm going to tell you something else she does. You remember Jen was doing this too. She asked to see it. She knows the answer because I'm not Wendy, but I remember this exact part. I thought the prosecutor was going to move away from this, but no, she wants Wendy to read this. She did say she felt stuck. I remember it. Wendy has testified 6 times. I know she remembers it.
It's in front of you. Let me see which one it is. It's going to be
This one? I see it's highlighted. So yes.
Okay. And did you also email a friend around the same time frame regarding life in Tallahassee couldn't compare to the life that you would be able to enjoy in South Florida with your brother Charlie and his boat and pool and hot tub and things like that?
It's certainly possible.
Okay, that's on tab 7. Please refresh your recollection.
He said, let's not do it if possible. No way she told me she want to move for a boat and a pool. Wait a minute. What is that?
Yes.
It's on tab.
And in fact, didn't you use the word stuck in your actual motion for relocation? Let's see if we can get there.
Ooh.
Here, the wife is merely stuck in Tallahassee until the husband decides that the time is right for him to leave.
So my attorney did write that, and that sounds right.
Did Tallahassee feel claustrophobic to you?
Well, at this point in time, Danny was making lots of unplanned announcements to my office where we worked together. So I would see him at work. I never knew when he was showing up. So I'm sure, this is 12 years ago that's how I felt at that time.
Okay. But outside of the context of your relationship with Dan Markell, did you ever express that just the smallness and slowness of Tallahassee made you feel claustrophobic?
I don't remember saying that.
Please refer to tab 8 to refresh your recollection.
I know Wendy cussing Georgia out of her head. Every time she goes, don't worry about it. Look at this tab.
Yes, I can.
Binder is up on the witness stand. Ms. Kettleman and the defense have a copy of the same binder.
No, Your Honor. I'll show them the tab.
Please do.
That's a dense one. Were you able to find it?
I did. I found it's part of a sentence. Can I read the whole sentence?
Sure.
Tallahassee feels claustrophobic at times, given its smallness and slowness, and the fact that my friends cycle through here with transient regularity. So yes, at that moment in time, that's how I was feeling
Wendy, stop
in
it.
2013.
That
And
moment.
relocation was pending at the time that you were feeling that way.
First of all, remember Wendy's a lawyer. Did you hear? That's how I was feeling in 2013. Don't play with Wendy either.
In that moment, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and relocation was also very important to your mother, wasn't it?
Yes,
All right, and did you have some discussions with your mother about relocation?
I did.
And was that during that time frame when it was pending?
Yes,
Okay, and do you see your mother in the courtroom here today?
yes.
Could you please point her out and describe what she's wearing?
My mom is on right. I can't see her clothes from here, but she's directly across from me.
All right, is she wearing a headset on her head?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, let the record reflect the witness has identified the defendant.
The record will reflect.
Your mom didn't want you to be stuck in Tallahassee either, did she?
She did not.
She wanted the best for you, right?
She saw the best for me as not being in Tallahassee. Yes.
That's right. She referred to being in Tallahassee that you were a hostage and a prisoner, right?
Yes, she did.
Oh no. Clickergate continues. Did your mom express concerns that as a Tallahassee native, the judge presiding over your relocation motion would underestimate how much better it would be for you to live in South Florida?
She did.
All right, let me ask you a few questions about your parents. Your mom is Donna Adelson. Who's your dad?
My dad is Harvey Adelson.
All right. And where did your parents, I think you said they were in Coral Springs back in 2012?
Yes,
Is that
ma'am.
right? Okay. How long had they lived in the Coral Springs area?
I was born there. So from I think they started living there when my oldest brother was born. So since the early 70s.
Is it fair to say they had deep roots there in that area?
Yes.
Can you describe the relationship that your mom had with your kids during the time frame we're talking about? So separation to murder time frame?
It was very close. My mom taught my boys how to read. She taught them how to play chess. It was very close.
Were your parents employed during that time frame?
Yes.
What kind of work did they do?
My dad was a dentist and my mom was the office manager for the dental practice.
All right. And what about your brother, Charlie? Did he have a role there as well?
He was a periodontist. And so I believe at some point he purchased the practice. I don't remember what year that was. But he would sometimes work from my dad's office and sometimes work from other offices around South Florida.
Was the dental practice, the family dental practice, a successful business?
I believe it was. My family never discussed money or finances with me, but I believe it was doing well.
Did you discuss your marital problems and resulting legal issues with your mom?
I
Talked
did.
about relocation, but in general, you did talk about your woes with your mom.
I did.
Okay. And I think you said you did send many of your divorce pleadings to her. Is that right?
I did.
What about your dad? What was his role in reference to your divorce pleadings?
I don't remember exactly. My parents have a shared email. So when I send an email to one of them, I would send it. It was being sent to both, but I don't know who was reading what or at what time.
Is it fair to say they were both welcome to read whatever you sent to that email address?
Yes.
And both welcome to reply as well?
Yes.
Who would reply more frequently, your mom or your dad? To those
My mom
types?
would reply more frequently.
Okay. Who took more of an interest in the day-to-day ins and outs of your litigation?
Probably my mom.
Okay. Is your mom overprotective of you?
Yes.
Is your mom an emotional person?
Yes,
What about your dad? Is he emotional as well?
I think so.
Yeah, that's different. Last time she said, no, I wouldn't consider my mom overprotective. This time she says she is.
So
Okay, did you previously say he was more of a straight shooter and mom was more emotional?
I think so, but I think women tend to be more emotional and men tend to be less emotional.
Okay.
Before you continue, Ms. Kaplan, I am going to admit state 60 JJ at this time. Is there any objection the defense wishes to raise?
Yes, Your Honor. Same objection.
The court admits it over objection. For the record, you may continue.
And I think that's the same exhibit that's in State 64AA, Judge. It's not necessary to have duplicates, but because of the way the evidence came out in this trial, that is present in State 64 as well.
States 64AA is admitted. As far as the final record, if you wish to remove one, you may, but both are admitted for the record.
Thank you, Judge. All right. Is it fair to say that your mom, the defendant, is a controlling person?
I don't think my mom is a controlling person.
Did you say at one time back in 2013 that your mom
Sorry, guys, I misspoke. It was controlling versus overprotective. So yes, mom is overprotective, but she is not controlling.
operates with emotional subterfuge?
I may have said that.
Would you like to refresh your memory?
I can.
It's tab 45 in the binder in front of you.
I'm not seeing it. Is it highlighted or is it just in the, it's a long, Oh. no.
Copyright. It's in the first paragraph on page 3.
Kaplan, you can just walk up and show the witness the portion of what you wish for her to read to herself.
I will, Judge. Page 3.
This is 3, I think.
Yeah, somewhere there. Let me get that other copy. Sorry, I lost it again. Let me get that copy.
I'm sorry.
In this copy.
Okay. Okay.
Alright, so the question was, did you previously say your mom operates with emotional subterfuge?
Yes.
What is meant by that?
I honestly don't know what I meant at the time.
But not that she's controlling.
I don't think that's what I meant.
Did Dan Markell have a hard time understanding some of your mom's behaviors?
I don't remember that.
Well, did she think you incapable of driving to South Florida by yourself with the kids? This is back when they were little.
Yeah, I don't think she thought I was incapable, but I was breastfeeding and it was helpful to have someone with me.
So what was her practice to avoid you having to do that?
One of my parents would come with me for the long drive.
So they would rent a car, come up here, ride back with you, and then follow the same procedure to get you home.
They would drive with me if I was down there, back up, and then rent a car to come home.
And did that procedure occur the week before the murder? There was a visit the week before the murder, correct?
I think it was 2 weeks before.
Okay. And on that trip, is that how it was handled, where they rented a car and came up to get you?
Yes.
Did your dad think that was necessary, or was that a mom thing?
No, my dad probably thought it was more necessary.
Okay. And did your dad make a practice of supporting whatever your mom wanted? Is that kind of the general rule?
Yeah.
Was she the dominant force in the household?
I mean, I think my dad had more of a quiet strength, so it's hard to say who was a dominant force. I think they were both equally strong in their parenting.
Okay, did you previously describe this back in 2013 that your mom was the dominant force in the household? If you need to refresh, it's tab 97.
Oh,
Okay.
she said before you answer, just refresh your memory.
So this
Hey,
one goes up
Theo.
to 93. Is it?
Check the very back.
Sam, you can't imagine it, but you better know Wendy orchestrated all of this. So she knew this was coming. One day.
I'll just approach this copy for you.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Yes.
You did say mom was the dominant force in the household.
Yes.
Did your mom ever try to micromanage your life,
Yes.
your career?
I don't know about my career. I chose to be a lawyer. It wasn't a very popular choice in my household.
Yes, and there were different types of areas of law that she would have preferred you practice. Do you agree with that?
I actually think they were really proud of what I was doing.
Not to suggest she wasn't proud of you, but she was encouraging you to pursue a different type of law that would be more lucrative. Do you remember that?
I do. Yeah.
And what about your dating life? Did she meddle there?
Yes.
Did she create a dating profile for you on Match.com?
I don't know if it was Match.com, but I do remember a dating profile at some point.
That she created for you?
I didn't use
There's
it.
that
but
little
yes.
laugh.
And conducted
That
searches
laugh.
for men in the Miami area and sent them to you.
I think
Remember
this was
that?
when I was living in DC, maybe.
Okay, let's go forward a little bit here. Sorry, we'll get there. Okay, so here we have an email dated January 17th, 2013. For the record, this is 64I. And it reads, so honey, so you think I'm nuts, but when you get a moment, check out some of these whom I've pre-screened for you. And these are guys in Miami, right? After all, you're going to be in Miami here and there. Why not see who's out there, right?
Yes.
Okay. And here's some options that she sent you. Here's an interesting guy, etc. Okay. Did you ever feel like your mom was walking all over you?
I don't remember feeling that way.
Okay. What about specifically regarding this divorce?
I don't. I mean, I had a really good attorney and I was making the decisions I wanted to make.
Okay. And did you, back in April of 2013, tell a friend that you were trying to find a way to coexist with your mom that didn't feel like she was trampling your autonomy?
I'm sure I said that in 2013.
How did your mom feel about Dan Markell in this time frame, 2012 to 2016?
And I think I think a lot changed between 2012 and 2016.
Girl,
So
he was dead. What do you
I
mean?
think her feelings about him changed over time.
Okay, and what about in 2016? Did she hate Dan Markell?
No, not in 2016.
Well, you
What
said
about 2014? Did she hate him then?
No.
Did you say do you remember giving a law enforcement interview in reference to this case?
Yes, I remember.
That was the same day that Mr. Markell was shot, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and did you say in that interview, for court and counsel, I'm referring to page 288, lines 24 through 289, line 1, quote, my parents have more reason to dislike Danny than almost anyone else.
At that point, I was sitting with law enforcement for 6 hours and had just been
let me assure you guys of something. It doesn't matter how long you're sitting with them. There's no way you implicate your family in murdering your husband if you don't actually believe they may have murdered your husband. Trying to put it on the fact that you were sitting there for 6 hours. There's no, first of all, you shouldn't even believe your mother and father are capable of this. This is another reason why I think Wendy knew and she was being smart, pointing the finger at them so that it's away from her.
Told that Danny had been shot. So I was in shock and I was trying to help the police think of anything I could possibly think of that would be helpful.
And are you suggesting that after 6 hours you became fatigued to the point that you started saying things that weren't true?
No, I didn't say anything that wasn't true. I just was in shock. I just kept talking and talking and talking.
When your mom is really upset about something, does she talk about it a lot?
Yes.
And when she talks about it a lot, and I'm referring you back to this time frame, does she talk to your brother Charlie specifically a lot?
My mom and Charlie have always talked a lot.
Okay. And was Charlie kind of like your mom's problem solver?
I don't know about that. I kind of feel like it was where she would help him more throughout childhood and adulthood. She would help him solve problems, not really.
She definitely did a lot for him, didn't she?
She did.
She helped him with his business. She helped him with his personal life, his finances, his bills, remember to pay the whatever. She was like still mothering him into adulthood, right?
Yes.
Okay. But as far as meddling in your life, did your mom feel that Charlie could make more progress with you than she could on items like who you were going to date?
I would just be guessing about that.
Okay. At the time of Dan Markel's murder, was the defendant, your mother, very angry at Dan Markel?
Yes.
Before he died?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
And you hated him too, right?
At certain points, I was very frustrated with him.
Did you refer to him as an STD?
Ooh.
I don't remember saying that.
Tab 5.
Girl, first of all, shout out to Georgia for the tab.
It looks like I made that analogy.
Danny is an STD. One wrong mistake, marrying him, and this will never go away. Is that what you said?
I did.
And did you share that kind of sentiment with your mother?
Yep.
I don't remember ever saying that, so I don't think it's something I said very often.
And this was said in an email on February 26th of 2013, correct?
It was.
Approximately 17 months before the murder?
Tab again.
Yes, I don't think it was an email, though. It looks like it was sort of an iMessage.
Okay. Did you ever refer to your ex-husband as the Dark Lord?
What?
I don't remember saying that, but I certainly might have.
Did you refer to your ex-husband as Gibbers?
I did.
What is the meaning of Gibbers?
Gibbers was just a silly name that a friend helped me come up with.
First of all, why your friend help you come up with names? But I do want her to really break down gibbers for me, because I was thinking of Jeepers Creepers, like the man off that movie.
To basically make him feel less scary. It was nonsense.
Did it reference Jew in boots?
That I don't remember.
Jew in boots.
It wasn't a friendly name, right?
It was a silly name.
Did you ever say that you hated Dan Markel?
I don't remember saying it, but I certainly could have.
Tab 31, please, to refresh your memory.
Baby, I got the right Georgia. Does Georgia have an ex account? I got to tell Georgia heard these tabs.
I said that I hate him in this moment.
Okay. And did you say in that email, that same email, quote, I hate my children's dad?
Hey.
I did.
And do you agree that email was sent approximately 15 months before Mr. Markel was murdered?
It was in April of 2013.
Georgia is wearing her out.
That's right. Yes, ma'am. The approach with what I've marked as 56A, B, C, and 57. I asked you about the Gibbers nickname. Did you have that nickname stored in your cell phone as Dan Markel's contact name?
I did.
Approach and show you
Nothing wrong with that, but
these exhibits and ask if they're fair and accurate. Contacts 56A. Who is that a contact for? If you know.
It's my mom's phone number. So that would have been, it's a picture of Ben as a little guy and my mom.
Okay, so fair and accurate contact
Yes.
from your phone for mom at that time.
Yes.
And then 56B,
That's my dad.
and that's his phone number.
It is.
56C,
That's my brother.
Charlie.
Yes.
Okay, fair and accurate phone number for him at that time.
Yes.
I don't know what it is.
And then 57 is that the contact you had in there for your ex-husband, Dan Markel.
Yes.
Judge, at this time, I asked him to move in evidence 56 and 57.
Any objection?
It's
States 56.
Wendy had
Not
to
admitted
hear
at this
too.
time.
It's what they're trying to show. I don't know how Wendy got out of this meeting.
Did you ever refer to your ex-husband, Dan Markel, as an emotional terrorist?
I very well could have. I don't remember saying that, but I
That one's on tab 34.
I know Wendy.
I'm so sorry. Is that? Yes, I believe it is 34.
it is. I see it. I said it in December of 2013.
Approximately 7 months before his murder.
December to yes, approximately 7 months.
And tab 35
Oh my God.
in June of 2014, did you say
I just
of
read
your
that.
ex-husband, I hate him so?
Baby, she hated that man too. She had motive as well. I don't know why she got. I don't know how she got out of it.
I don't see it.
Are you on tab 35?
No, I was on tab 34. It's tab 35.
Sorry. Yes.
34 and 35 to be exact. 34 and 35. It's two tabs.
I did write that.
And that was approximately 3 weeks before Mr. Markel was murdered, correct?
Yes.
She had the most motive.
Okay. Lost my clicker.
Yay, you got to be on it. I can see her now with a spreadsheet back there of every tab and what it says.
Clickers are a real problem for me.
And wait a minute. Is Georgia acting just like Wendy? Like, oh, she cracking jokes. She's trying to smile. This is just
All
hilarious.
right. Next, I want to ask you about Mr. Markel's response to your petition to relocate. Is it fair to say he was adamantly opposed to that motion?
Yes.
All right. And you all fought over things large, of course, but also very small. Like in this pleading, a tennis racket is mentioned, right?
Yes.
And, jumped ahead on us. Okay, let's go back. In Mr. Markel's response, and for court and counsel, this is page 82 of Exhibit 60. He indicates the husband affirmatively alleges that the wife helped herself to non-marital assets, including money and stocks owned prior to marriage, as well as numerous personal non-marital belongings of the husband, such as luggage, bicycle, tennis racket, and family heirlooms. Did you take those things when you vacated the property?
I did remember taking his tennis racket by accident and I returned that, but otherwise I didn't take his belongings.
Did you strategize to leave him in a way that would cause or inflict maximum damage upon him?
No,
Is that something your mom ever said?
I don't
To your
remember that.
knowledge? Did you discuss with your mom how and when you would leave your marriage?
I did.
Do you recall a November 2nd, 2012 email where Dan Markel was saying to you, let's put all this aside. This is all about the kids. Let's act toward each other in a way that they can be proud of. Did he say that to you?
I remember reading an email like that.
I mean, a lot of people like
All right, and we talked about the Aqua Ridge apartment, or I guess it was a home residence. Is this a fair and accurate photo? I've blurred your kids' faces, but of the living space there?
Thank you for doing that. Yes, that's our home.
Is this a fair and accurate photo? I've blurred your kids' faces, but of the living space there?
Thank you for doing that. Yes, that's our home.
And did your mom help you secure this place to live? Did you have any involvement in that?
She did.
Okay, what involvement did she have?
She helped me move in.
Okay, did she help you locate the place to live?
I think
At all?
so.
Okay.
Yeah, I can answer
Did
that
she
one.
come up and look at places with you as well?
We did.
Okay. Did Dan Markel threaten you in the pleadings with federal kidnapping charges?
He did.
And that was associated with the way he claimed that you left the marriage.
Yes.
And he says you took the kids and did not tell him where they were for several, I think I've seen days and weeks. Is that true?
It's true that he said that. It's not true that that's what happened.
What was his position on your motion to relocate?
We did talk about it before I filed it, and he was amenable to figuring it out. But once I filed it, he was against it.
I don't believe it.
Okay. Did he allege in his response that the sole stated reason that you wanted to relocate was to be closer to your parents?
He did say that in his response.
And is that the response that your mom referred to as his 23-page rant?
Probably.
She had a lot of thoughts about that particular filing, didn't she?
Yes.
Okay. And she laid those out in an email to you. I know you remember. That's the whole your non-negotiable is relocation.
Yes.
Do you recall having 2 long mediations to try to resolve your divorce without a trial?
Yes.
And were those mediations successful?
They were not.
Was Mr. Markel seeking to depose your mother as part of the divorce proceedings?
I don't remember that.
What about your brother, Charlie? Did he care about whether you moved to South Florida or not?
I think so. I mean, I think he would have liked for me to be closer to him and have the kids closer to him.
Would it have been okay with him if you had made a decision to stay in Tallahassee?
Yeah.
I would have imagined so, yes.
And after the relocation motion was denied, you were kind of like, well, maybe I have to stay in Tallahassee. Wasn't there at least a moment of that for you?
I mean, it wasn't maybe, that was the court's decision, and I respect the court's decision, and I would make the best of it.
What about Charlie? Was he outraged by the court's decision?
I honestly don't remember him being outraged.
But to your mom, it was a big deal.
My mom was really upset.
It was described by your mom in several places as like a life and death proposition. Do you agree with that?
I think my mom thought my life in Tallahassee wasn't good.
Is it true that you never would have left Dan Markel without your mom's suggestions?
Yeah. Yep.
Overruled, she may answer the question based on her own knowledge.
She was probably
I would have
that me.
left Danny regardless of anyone else's input. I was very unhappy.
Did you ever write that you would have never left him without your mom's suggestions?
I don't remember saying that.
Please refer to tab 41 as it refreshes your memory.
Now we got a tab. Now we got a tab. I knew it, y'all.
I do say here I wouldn't have done it on my own.
Yep.
Okay. Did you specifically reference your mom?
I say my parents and brother's suggestions and support.
You were weak. They are Yates.
I think because I wasn't happy, but part of me thought maybe I would just stay until the kids grew up.
Now, girl, no. Her mother ruined her marriage.
Just one moment. I've lost my place.
They feel too damn much. You can't be out here committing crimes and emailing like this, man.
All right. I think you already testified you did not offer your mom your divorce petition to edit. Is that your testimony?
Sorry,
Did you
What's the
send your
question?
divorce petition to your mother to assist you in editing it?
I don't remember doing it.
Okay. And did your mom also pretend to be you to Mercer University to help you complete your divorce affidavit?
I have no memory of that.
Got a little pop out here of this email from your mom. Obviously, I pretended to be you contacting these financial institutions. Is that something that she would normally do on your behalf? Pose as you?
I had very little understanding or involvement of my financial situation. And so that might have
Girl,
been an account that my dad had created for me or that had like co-signatory authority. So that's possible.
Okay.
A person who does not have much information about their finances does not say co-signatory authority. I just want to put that out there.
Wendy.
And
This smart
here
ass lawyer.
you forward a letter
Now she done.
that was written on or sent to you on December 19th of 2013 from Dan Markel, where he was kind of wanting you back and making a lot of concessions. I'll stop coming home late, etc. Do you recall that
I do.
long email? Did you forward that to your mother?
I very well may have.
And do you recall she replied with sort of a paragraph by paragraph breakdown of that, Dan Markel email?
The email from
So I see that here. I mean, I certainly didn't remember, but I see that there's a response here.
Okay. I think I've got her responses. Did you respond to her? Very nicely done, Mom. This is great.
It looks like I did, yes.
Why would she forward that to her mother?
And we go to L.
Well, how did she even have them 2 kids? Probably had to call Donna to make sure it was okay for her to do it.
In her responses, I guess they've got a joint email. So how do we know it's Mom and not Dad?
Because I don't know.
Do we?
I don't.
Does Dad send responses like these? This is all the response. Would Harvey detail like that in a response?
No, but it could be that my dad and mom were talking and that she was the scribe, right? That they were, that it reflects both of their thoughts and that my mom's the one writing it.
And many of the emails are signed Mom and Dad, or they reference Dad and I feel this way. Was it common for your mom to express for the two of them a certain position?
Yes.
And in this particular email, so this is a little confusing, but she responds paragraph by paragraph, K3, K5, K6, referencing Dan Markell's email to you and refuting each paragraph. And she felt that his position was outrageous, right?
Yes.
And she thought his religious practices were extreme, didn't she?
She did. Yes.
She was extremely concerned about the well-being of the children in reference to his religious practices.
Yes.
She wanted a psychological evaluation.
Oh, damn.
Mr. Markell.
Yes.
He didn't need a psychological evaluation, did he?
Honestly, I don't remember.
Was he an extremely intelligent, accomplished law professor?
Yes.
Girl, your daughter is crazy.
Did your mom ever call Dan Markell any disparaging names around this time frame?
She did.
Okay, including piece of shit?
Yes.
Girl. Why was it this deep for them?
Asshole?
Yes.
Love mom and dad. That's me.
A narcissist?
Yes.
A bully?
Yes.
A bastard?
Yes.
Did your mom help you prepare for your meetings with your divorce lawyer?
My mom offered help, but I don't think I needed help preparing for meetings with my divorce lawyer.
Who was your divorce lawyer?
Kristen Adamson.
Your mom, in an email dated January 9th, 2013, indicates that she thinks the job opportunities that you had in South Florida was a major bargaining chip in your divorce. Did you agree with that?
Did I agree with it at the time?
Yes.
Girl.
I don't remember.
And she did a lot of work sort of making arguments to that point, didn't she?
I believe so.
And did you forward your correspondence with your lawyer to your mother?
I did.
Publishing 64. I'm going to skip to J.
Do you hear me?
She wanted to be kept informed, right?
Yes.
Your mom mentions, see if I can find it. This is 64G, your South Florida legal team. She will try to remember to discuss things with your South Florida legal team. Who was that?
Yeah, who
I
is
think
that?
she was jokingly referring to herself.
Oh, she's the South Florida legal team.
Oh.
I don't know who else it would have been. I think that's why there's a smiley face. I think it was a joke.
Oh.
Okay.
Child Donna thought she was the co-counsel for real, Jasmine.
More questions for your upcoming hearing with your attorney. Did you forward your mom's questions or ask your mom's questions when you met with your attorney?
Probably not all of them, but if there was something that I thought was useful, I probably forwarded it or had a conversation about it.
And here you can see in paragraph 2, your mom referred to Dan Markell as Gibbers as well, right?
It was a silly name. Yep.
Stop saying it because you said it only, baby. Just say it was a hard divorce. It was a hard divorce. We
Let's
all see.
go to the order denying your petition to relocate. Was your mom aware that the order was filed?
Yes.
Okay. And this is language from the order denied with prejudice, meaning you can't re-raise it, right?
Right. You can't refile.
And your mom wanted to fight the decision, didn't she?
She did.
Did you feel railroaded by her in this email where she's kind of bullying you to keep fighting?
Mhm.
Please rephrase your question.
Did you feel railroaded by your mother?
No.
Okay, but she wants you to continue to take action.
It was denied. I wasn't taking any more action.
Not any more legal action.
I was not taking any more action of any kind.
Didn't your mom have some other ideas for some other actions that could happen?
She did.
She did want to take it to an appeal. Do you remember that?
Actually, I don't remember, but
That's on tab 43 of your binder.
yes, I see.
Okay, but she also wanted to develop this plan of action that could be implemented between the time you learned of the relocation denial and your final hearing in court to maybe strong arm Mr. Markel into agreeing to the relocation. Do you remember that email?
Yes.
Okay, and she had some ideas for how to do that, right?
Yes.
And she said Jibbers hasn't beaten the Adelson family yet. Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. So what was her plan of action? What did she suggest you could do
Girl,
to
this is
get
crazy.
Dan Markel to relent and let you take his kids to South Florida?
She suggested that I pretend that the boys had become Christian.
Is that something you would ever consider doing?
No.
She was going to pay for them to get instruction on the Christian faith, right?
That was what she said.
And she said she looked into it and she could get them baptized in a couple weeks. Do you remember that?
I don't remember, but I'm sure it's here.
Do you remember her imploring you to put on a good act?
I do.
Did your mom, I don't know, do you have any acting training?
I love Georgia.
Do you know why your mom would Google how to teach an actress emotion?
Oh,
I don't. I don't know.
oh.
Did she ever share with you or forward you any tips on how to bring emotion or fake emotion?
Not that I remember of any kind.
All right. What about a financial offer? Was that part of it as well?
Yes.
What was the financial offer to be?
I think it was $1 million.
Who was going to pay the $1 million?
My mom, my dad, and my brother.
And they were going to pay $1 million. You didn't have to pay any of it?
I don't remember
Come on.
having
You
to
know
pay any
you
of it
did, girl.
Okay. And they were going to give Dan Markel $1 million for what?
so that I could relocate.
Okay. Did you ever make that offer to Dan Markel?
No,
To your knowledge, did anyone make it to him?
I don't think so.
Would it have worked?
I don't think so.
Girl, Wendy. Take control from him, baby. Donna wasn't playing.
She's all about getting control from Dan and Markel, right?
Yes.
And you told her these ideas were crazy, didn't you?
I did.
I will not be introducing my children to Christianity. I truly believe it will backfire.
Again, Your Honor, the prosecutor is testifying and
As the counsel testifying to stand, please make sure you're asking open-ended questions to the witness. Ms. Kappelman,
I'm reading from State's Exhibit 64B, which is in evidence.
please proceed.
Did you say it would backfire?
Yes, those are my words.
And what did you mean by backfire?
I don't remember, but I can read there below what I was saying.
Did it have to do with this will give him ammunition to pursue things in court?
I might have meant that at the time.
Did your mom respect your decision not to use her suggestions?
I mean, she had to have, right? I'm a grown up.
Killed him, baby. So I don't know.
She kept pushing though, didn't she?
She was suggesting other ideas.
Okay. January 27th, 2013 email 64W. Charlie brought up a good point when he said that Americans were dropped behind enemy lines during World War II wearing Nazi uniforms to get what they wanted. They had a job to get done, and they did what they needed to do to accomplish it. You have a job to get done and a very short time frame to accomplish it. If you dressed your kids up in Hitler youth uniforms and brought them down here, I could care less if it was an act of defiance and would show gibbers that he's not in control. Did she suggest that to you?
Yes.
Baby Donnie was off her meds. Dressing the boys up like a Nazi.
She urged you to rethink your decision not to implement her suggestions, didn't she?
Yes.
She wanted you to do an act of defiance that will put a scare into this jackass. Why would she want to scare Mr. Markell?
So that he would let me relocate, I guess.
She was too damn old for this.
She says here, and I'm still on 64W, I don't know how much of the big picture you're seeing, honey. I don't know if you can realize that not only what you can provide for your boy's life, but for your own life, all depends on this change. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. So she did view this as a very serious matter, right?
Yes.
And she's sending all of this after the relocation is denied, right?
Yes.
Everyone has a price. Fight for yourself. Okay. I'm showing you this slide also from Exhibit 64W, which indicates that you were going to go into the $1 million offer as a third. Does that refresh your memory on that deal?
I mean, it refreshes my memory, but it's not something I ever considered or thought about doing.
Well, why would you lie?
So you would not have paid up the third of $1 million.
No.
Yes, you would have.
Moving on to 64X. This is an email in which your mom expresses opinion.
Now, did y'all see that? Now, she was going to go in on $1 million. I don't know where she was getting the money from, but she was going to go in on $1 million. But she wants us to believe that she was not in on the plan to kill him.
Opinions on
They told Wendy about everything under the sun except we're going to kill Dan.
several items, including the marital home, the parenting schedule, alimony, child support, health insurance. Did you want her opinion on all these things?
I mean, I don't remember, but I think we always want our parents' opinion on things, even if we don't take it.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, I can't hear.
Please state your answer.
Counselor asked me if I wanted my mom's opinion on those things, and it's hard for me to remember at the time if I wanted other opinions, but I said, I guess, people always want their parents' opinions on things.
And your mother's opinion was that she wanted you to aggravate your ex-husband, right?
Yes,
To screw him financially,
yes,
to get a win.
yes.
She thought your divorce was something to be won, right?
It seems that way.
When was the divorce final?
It would have been final the summer of 2013.
July 31st of 13, sound right?
Yes, ma'am.
And we saw that that was the date for your trial. Did a trial take place?
Yes,
Okay. With witnesses being called?
no, there weren't any witnesses.
Okay, so it was a settlement.
Yes,
And did you reach the settlement on the day that the trial was supposed to be conducted?
I think maybe the day before.
Okay. I want to ask you some questions about voice authentication. Your cell phone, was it collected by police in this case?
I gave the police my cell phone to search.
Let them download it and return it to you, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And are you familiar with a wiretap that was conducted in this case?
I've seen a lot of wires.
Where phone calls were intercepted by the police and recorded by the police?
Yes,
And were you asked to listen to a disc of calls to see if you could authenticate the voices on those
yes,
discs? Okay. And were you able to authenticate some of the voices on there?
I was able to authenticate the voices of my family.
All right. So Charlie Adelson, Donna Adelson, Harvey Adelson.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And did you initial on State's Exhibit 135 by each of those voices that you were able to authenticate?
I did.
Certainly can't read this, but
It's very small.
see if that's
Yes,
where you initialed. Okay.
I did.
This time I'd ask to introduce State's Exhibit 135.
Any objection?
Has it been entered?
I'm asking if there's an objection.
No
on the
objection.
offense. States 135 is entered.
After the divorce was final, was there any more litigation between you and Dan Markell?
there was.
All right. And who was the first one to file something after the divorce was final?
I don't remember who was first to file.
Because you both filed some things afterwards, right?
Well, Danny was supposed to pay me for the deal with our settlement was I was supposed to take my name off the title to the house, and he was supposed to pay me half the value of the house. So I went that first week and took my name off the title and then just waited. And when I reached out, when it was time for him to pay what he owed, he said, I'm not going to pay it. And I asked why, and he said, I have my reasons. And so my attorney had to file to enforce the settlement agreement because otherwise he was going to be held in contempt of court.
The court had given him a deadline to make the payment, and he didn't make it.
He didn't make it.
So you filed a motion to enforce,
The settlement agreement.
and he filed a counter motion saying, well, I'm not paying because she's in violation for all these different things. Remember that?
I do. And then he accused my attorney of committing fraud.
Right. One of his big complaints was failure to facilitate the communication agreement, where I guess you all had some type of agreement to provide Skype calls with the kids to each other when you didn't have the children. Do you remember him complaining about that?
I do. I remember if I was 1 minute late, he would contact the parenting coordinator and complain that I was in violation.
That was a pretty regular complaint of his in this era of these filings, wasn't it?
Yes.
Okay. And when he sent an email, for example, 64N. Let's see if we have that. Alleging these sorts of violations and including, quote, accusing you and your mother of making zero efforts to facilitate communication between he and the kids. Did you forward this email to your mother?
I don't remember if I did or not.
At this point, the jury knows she forwarded that email.
And during this time period, did Dan Markel send you quite a few emails pleading with you to play nice? For example, March 7th of 2013, Wendy, I really regret that things have gotten to the place where they are. Do you think we could try to resolve more issues directly with each other to prevent so much of the unnecessary tension and cost? Things like that.
Yes.
Okay. But then you didn't seem to be able to actually play nice with each other, even though it seems like maybe that's both what you wanted, at least at certain points.
I was always trying to play nice.
Well, you were threatening to hold him in contempt of court.
I wasn't threatening to hold him in contempt. That's what my lawyer filed. That's what happens
Well,
when
your
you...
lawyer
lawyer works for
represents
you.
you, doesn't she, Mrs. Adelson?
She does, but I wasn't threatening him.
Did you cease all Skype communication between Dan Markel and the boys on March 12th of 2013?
I don't remember that, no.
Tab 54, please.
Wendy is just, oh, I think he was just mad because he left him and her parents were controlling her.
It looks like my attorney advised me to do that.
Did you cease all Skype conversation?
The thing that's pissing me off is, as an attorney, she knows the attorney works for you. They can advise you to do whatever, but you still have the final say so. So sitting up here saying, oh, my attorney advised that, means absolutely nothing when everybody know how that relationship works.
Conversations between Dan Markel and the boys.
Again, I don't remember. It's been a very long time. But if my attorney advised me to do it, then I probably did it.
Okay. And the day that you filed that motion to enforce the marital settlement agreement and hold Dan Markel in contempt, see if I can find that. What was the date of that filing?
It looks like it was October 31st, 2013.
Was that the same date that you backed out of the contract to buy a house here in Tallahassee?
I don't remember if it was the same date, but at that point, I didn't have the money I needed to buy the house because Danny didn't pay what he was supposed to.
Okay, but you don't remember which day you backed out of buying the house.
I don't.
Could it have been the same day that this was filed? Halloween of 13.
It may have been.
Okay, and was it Charlie, your brother, who talked you out of buying the house?
No, I didn't have the money to buy the house.
So you don't remember him discussing that with you?
No.
Okay.
Girl.
And did your mom have a position one way or the other on whether you would buy the house?
I don't remember.
Good answer, Wendy. Good answer.
The image that I just had up there, was this image sent to you on October 31st? How did this get onto your cell phone dated October 31st?
It looks like something my brother would have sent me at some point. I don't remember if it was what day it was,
Why do you
but
know your-
I remember seeing that picture.
Okay, do you have any reason to dispute the metadata associated with it on your
No.
phone?
No, ma'am.
Okay, and you recognize your brother in this photo?
I do.
And who's the woman he's pictured with here?
Katie.
Is that Catherine Magbanoa?
Yes.
So did your brother at any time send you this picture? Not at any time. Did your brother on October 31st send you this picture and basically tell you not to buy the house because you weren't going to be living in Tallahassee much longer?
I don't remember him ever telling me not to buy the house or that I wasn't going to be living in Tallahassee. I was I really wanted to buy that house.
Do you remember, after all the drama with the Skype, asking your mom, see if I can find it here, to help you work on the Skype thing because it was becoming a real problem between you and Mr. Markel?
I honestly don't remember, but I see this email and I must have sent this.
And then a few months later, in February of 14, Mr. Markel files a motion to enforce marital settlement agreements, and that we've touched on that already. That was alleging that you committed fraud on the court during the original settlement. Remember that?
I do. I remember him saying that my attorney helped perpetrate a fraud.
He did. He suggested that the court should send a strong message to you about your malfeasance by awarding him the entirety of the assets that he alleged were undisclosed. Do you remember that?
I do.
Baby, Dan was not playing with
And
her.
did your mom view that filing?
Yes.
I don't remember.
Isn't that the one she responded to? We need a plan of attack. We need to aggravate him the way he's trying to aggravate you.
I remember we just looked at that. I just didn't remember what it was in response to.
Okay. And did you respond to his allegations
I
in
wouldn't.
court, in a
In-
court filing?
We must have responded in a court filing to that,
Okay.
because if someone accuses you of fraud, at that point my attorney had to recuse herself because she had to become a witness in the case and to say that that didn't happen. And then I had to find a new attorney to represent me.
Okay, and did you do a filing in response to his counter motion to enforce the marital settlement agreement, alleging, and this is page 439 for court and counsel, that a vast majority of the former husband's motion contains allegations that are redundant, immaterial, impertinent, and scandalous? That sort of language, does that sound familiar?
It doesn't actually sound familiar, but I would have responded in a motion. So I'm sure my attorney filed something.
Did your mom move around this time?
I don't think so.
Do you remember your parents signing a lease at a place called the Continuum?
My parents were spending some time there on the weekends, but they didn't move until 2015 when I was clerking for a judge at that time.
All right, so they signed a lease to have sort of a weekend property. Was that in South Beach?
Yes.
Okay, and that does March of 14 sound right for that?
I don't remember when they signed a lease there, but it's possible.
Well, when you ultimately left Tallahassee, which we'll get to, did you go to live at the Continuum or at Coral Springs or somewhere else?
In Miami at the Continuum.
And do you know why they chose to move into the Continuum? I mean, this is about 3-4 months before the murder.
My brother had a girlfriend that lived there, and he really liked the property, and he thought maybe my parents might like to retire there. So he was suggesting that they start trying someplace other than Coral Springs to retire.
And did your mom add you as a resident to the Continuum on May 16th of 2014?
Oh, damn.
I don't remember that, but to the Continuum, the apartment complex had very high security.
Mhm.
And so it may have been that if you wanted someone to come and not be considered a guest, they had to be considered a resident.
Okay, tab 95, please.
There you go.
And the question is, would you have been considered a resident as of May 16th of 2014?
Probably an hour and a half.
And I don't know. So you want me to see whether on this document I was added as a resident?
Yes, ma'am.
It looks like I was added and my brother were added And then my other brother was the in case of emergency, and it was in April of 2014.
April of 2014. Okay, so about 3 months before the murder.
Yes,
And that was just so that you could come and go whenever you were visiting.
that was my understanding.
Do you recall a motion being filed by Dan Markell that we've referred to as the grandma motion?
No,
Did Dan Markell in March 26th of 2014 file a motion seeking to preclude your mother from having unsupervised contact with your kids?
I don't remember him filing that motion, but it sounds like if it's a motion you have a name for, then it exists.
And it,
Now here's the thing that's pissing me off again, y'all. She's been through 6 trials. Well, I think I heard you guys say 6 trials. She's been through all of these trials and still talking about she don't remember motions.
in that motion, do you recall, or does it refresh your memory that he was saying, grandma, that the boys were telling him, grandma says you're stupid, grandma says she hates you, and as a result, he was concerned about your mom alienating the kids or turning the kids against him?
I remember hearing about this motion.
Okay.
You saw it.
And that is a motion that was never got to be heard, right?
That was part of the motion to enforce the settlement agreement,
But which was never heard
which was never heard
because he was killed.
because, yes.
Wendy,
And do you remember why you didn't forward your mom the actual motion that was filed in reference to that?
I don't.
Okay, if you will check see if you can find tab 98 in the back there, please.
I have tab 98.
Okay, does it refresh your recollection as to the question, which is, where was your mom on the day that the relocation was filed, which for your reference was 3/26/14.
So this email is from 3/25/14,
Mm-hmm.
and it looks like my parents were coming up. It says coming on Thursday, and this was written Tuesday the 25th. So my guess is that they were coming on Thursday the 27th.
And was it their practice to typically stop in Orlando and spend the night on the trip up to Tallahassee?
I don't remember.
girl.
The allegations that are laid out in Dan Markell's motion were sent to you in an email before the motion was ever filed. Do you remember that?
I don't remember that, no.
In Publishing 64AA, a December 16th, 2013 email. This email indicates that Dan Markell is going to be introducing a major issue, grandparental alienation. This will be part of our ongoing effort to resolve outstanding issues. But basically, at the bottom there, Ben announced to me, Abba. What does Abba mean?
It's Abba. It means father in Hebrew.
Father, grandma says you're stupid. Okay, and he details a couple, I think it's 3 different instances in which his boys have told him that grandma, your mother, has told them that you're trying to take my sunshines away. She hates you, that sort of thing. Does this refresh your memory at all about those allegations?
It does.
Okay. And this email, you did forward this email to your mother. Do you recall that?
I don't recall that, but it makes sense that I would have.
And your mom responded to it, or someone responded to it. Wow. Do you remember that?
I was shown that email yesterday.
Okay. And you forwarded that email not only to your mom, but to a total of 12 different people. Do you remember that?
I remember being very surprised that he was trying to accuse a member of the Florida bar of fraud and going to all these lengths to avoid paying money that he owed me.
Okay. And is that the reason why you sent it to the 12 people?
It was pretty shocking what he was doing.
Did your mom respond at all to that allegation regarding her alienating the kids?
I don't remember a response other than the one I was shown that said, wow, but I don't know if that was my dad responding or my mom responding.
Now y'all think that toxic.
But the allegation was in reference to mom, right?
The allegation was in reference to my mom.
Okay. And in fact, the next day, because the parenting coordinator was in on the original thread, you forwarded the email a second time to your mom, didn't you, with the parenting coordinator's response? Do you remember that?
I don't remember that, but it makes sense that I would have forwarded it.
Your Wendy is up here acting like Donna didn't
Do
call
you
her.
remember just, let's see, a couple months before the death of Dan Markell, saying to a friend of yours, I think her name is Jane, does that sound familiar?
I had a friend named Jane.
Telling Jane, quote, Danny is a monster.
All of these questions are leading, Your Honor.
Overruled, the witness may testify based on her memory.
I don't remember telling Jane that I thought Danny was a monster.
Okay, was Jane one of the people you forwarded the email to? Dan's email?
I don't remember.
Okay. But it was the same day that you called him a monster. Do you remember that?
I don't.
I want to talk a little bit about your brother, Charlie. Judge, I don't know if you're wanting a recess, this is a good time. It's getting a little tedious, I'm sure.
Okay, y'all. So this is our first break. It's probably lunch break.
Is there anything that we need to address for the jurors we enter the room?
Yeah. Oh my God.
All right, Ms. Adelson, if you please can come back and take the witness stand. You can bring in the jurors.
Yes, sir.
I wonder if Wendy allows the grandparents to do it.
Right here.
Right now, I really don't know. The only thing it sounds like she was upset about him. He was trying to control her through religion. He got super strict in the religion. I haven't heard her. This that she was unhappy. I love this Judge Carr. I love him. I think he's fair. And he definitely runs his courtroom. This is my courtroom.
All right, you're in the courtroom.
I mean, y'all look at this lady. Could you look at her and think she was really out here talking and acting like that?
Everyone can be seated. Ms. Kappelman, you may resume with your examination of the witness.
Thank you, Judge. Ms. Adelson, I want to ask you a little bit about your brother, Charlie Adelson. How is he older or younger than you?
I'm the youngest of the three children, so both my brothers are older than me.
How much older than you is Charlie?
He's 2.5 years older.
And in
They grew
the
up
time frame 2013 to 2014, how much time were you spending with Charlie Adelson?
I don't remember spending a lot of time with him. I was in Tallahassee most of the time, and he was in South Florida most of the time.
Did you speak with Charlie regularly during that time?
We did.
What type of lifestyle did your brother have around the time frame 2014 to 2016?
My brother was a single guy. He was dating lots of people. He worked really hard till early in the morning till late at night, sometimes 6 or 7 days a week.
Worked hard, played hard?
Yeah, I think that was kind of his lifestyle.
Did he like nice things?
He
Fancy
did.
Cars?
He liked nice cars. He liked nice food.
Okay. Did you, during the phone conversations you had with your brother during that time, did you talk much about your marital problems?
I mean, to be honest, I don't remember, but I'm sure we talked about it.
Is it fair to say during the year or so leading up to Mr. Markel's murder that your brother did not like him?
I think that's fair to say.
Did your brother joke about hiring a hitman to kill Dan Markel?
He did make that joke.
What was the joke specifically?
My brother had bought me a TV as a divorce present, and he would make the joke that the TV was cheaper than hiring a hitman.
It's still.
Did you ever tell Jeffrey Lacasse about that joke?
I may have mentioned that joke to Jeff Lacasse.
Who is that?
Jeff Lacasse was someone that I dated after Danny and I got divorced.
Had he met your parents?
I think he may have met them once, but not in any kind of formal way. Just my parents were visiting and he might have said hi, something like that.
Did your parents express any opinion about him, whether they liked him or not?
I don't remember them really taking notice of him.
Do you remember sending a text back in May 28th of 2014 that saying, quote, "My parents are not into him," referring to Jeff?
I don't remember sending that text.
14 that saying, quote, "My parents are not into him," referring to Jeff.
I don't remember sending that text.
On the morning of the murder, did you have an appointment at your residence on Aqua Ridge?
I did.
What was the nature of that appointment?
I had an appointment with the Geek Squad. There were some vertical lines on the TV. I didn't know if maybe one of my kids had tapped it or touched it, but it wasn't working. And so I had an appointment and they were scheduled to come sometime between 8 and 12.
And was that the TV that was the same TV that your brother joked he got you as a divorce present because
It was.
cheaper than hiring a hitman?
Yes.
Okay. And on the morning of the murder, did your mom text you about the TV repair guy being on the way or coming to your house?
She did. I didn't buy the TV, and the TV had an insurance policy that came with the Geek Squad help. So I think they reached out to her first, and then she let me know that they were coming.
The TV was under warranty, right?
I believe so.
But the damage that you had was not covered by the warranty, was it?
I don't think so.
Okay. And do you recall how long the TV repairman was at your house?
I don't. It was a reasonable amount of time, so maybe an hour or so.
And why did it take an hour to determine that the TV couldn't be repaired or was not under warranty?
I don't know. I don't know a lot about AV equipment.
And the TV repair guy, well, I guess I should ask, were you upset, crying and upset during the time that the TV repairman was there?
I don't think so.
Were you particularly upset about the TV, the fact that the TV couldn't be repaired?
I don't think so.
Okay, so the TV guy, to your recollection, didn't actually do anything. He didn't fix the TV, didn't take it away, didn't bring you a new one.
No. He was trying to fix it. I mean, I think he was trying to assess what the problem was and if it could be fixed, but it wasn't taken away.
The problem was like an impact to the screen, right?
It seemed to be that, yeah.
Exactly. That was her answer.
Did you go to a dinner after the murder of Dan Markel in which you vomited at the table?
It was several weeks until I felt ready to leave my apartment. I was very, very scared.
So that happened?
It did happen.
Yeah.
Okay, and that was in a restaurant, right?
It was at a
was-
restaurant.
Who was present at that dinner?
It was my brother and me.
And where was the dinner?
It
South
was-
Florida or here? Or
It was
somewhere
South Florida.
else? Okay, and you said it was
I can't believe
several weeks after the murder?
I believe so.
Had you ever heard Charlie, your brother, refer to that dinner as a celebratory dinner?
Only in previous trials, but never to me personally.
Did you hear him say it the night that you had the dinner or
Yeah.
after that,
No,
that you threw up at the celebration?
no.
Do you know Catherine Magbanua?
I met her on 2 occasions.
Okay, do you have an independent friendship with her or did you just meet her through your brother?
I just met her through my brother.
Who was she to Charlie?
She was a person that he had dated.
Was she a serious girlfriend?
I didn't think so.
Did he have a lot of girlfriends that kind of came and went?
right now.
He had a lot of girlfriends and they all looked somewhat similar.
I'm going to show you what's, one moment, Your Honor.
She threw up because she couldn't believe they did this. She probably said, "Oh my God, he's really gone."
Show you what I marked as 35.
Or do y'all think Charlie confessed to her that night at the table? He took her to dinner and said, "You need to be telling me thank you." And she said, "What?" And that made her sick to her stomach. Something, it's something, y'all. That's not the full story.
Do you recognize Stakes 35?
I do.
How do you recognize it?
This was a visit. I went to the beach with Catherine and a friend of hers for about an hour.
Catherine Magbanua?
Yes.
All right, and when was this photograph taken?
It was Father's Day weekend of June 2014.
So just about a month before the murder?
Yes.
And was this the first time you'd ever met Catherine Magbanua?
It was the second time. The first time was at a dinner with my brother and with Jeff Lacasse when I was running an alternative spring break. I came down to visit.
Is that the dinner at Yardbird?
Yes.
Okay, we'll get back to that. So this was the second meeting.
Yes.
All right, Judge, move to introduce Stakes Exhibit 35. No objection.
Stays 35 is admitted.
Because y'all remember, and I'm not saying this will happen because now y'all making me look at Wendy a little different. The throwing up, not only that, remember they said the mom would use Charlie to talk to Wendy about specific things that the mom may feel like wouldn't go over as well if she did it. It was only her and Charlie at dinner that day.
Publishing Stakes 35. Which one is Catherine Magbanua?
She's on the left with the white top.
Okay, and that's you in the center there.
That's me in the middle.
And this photograph, was it taken near your parents' residence in
It
South
was.
Beach?
Very close.
During that trip, were there any conversations with Catherine Magbanua or your brother or your mother about the murder?
No.
Is Catherine Magbanua the girlfriend that your brother had in this time frame leading up to the murder?
I believe so, but he had multiple girlfriends, so I don't know if she was the only one.
Okay, but that's definitely the one that you interacted with the month before.
Yes, ma'am.
Did anything stand out to you about this particular girl as being, the one or special or different from the parade of girlfriends that
No.
Charlie had? Did your brother have girlfriends after this woman, Magbanua?
Yes.
Okay, including, do you remember a Whitney?
I do remember Whitney.
And then there was June Mchinda,
Yes, I remember June.
June Co, I think.
I remember Junko.
Okay. Prior to Dan Markell's murder, was this image taken at your trip to South Beach that was most recent before the murder?
No.
So you went down another time between this trip and the murder.
I did. I went down for my dad's birthday.
And when was that?
It would have been, his birthday was on July 5th. And so I was down, I don't remember the exact amount of time, but maybe 7 or 10 days over July 4th and for his birthday, and then went back to Tallahassee.
Did you run into Catherine McBannel at all on that trip?
I don't think so.
Any discussion with any members of your family about the murder on that trip?
No,
It was your dad's 70th birthday, right?
it was.
And was there a party?
We had a party.
Was that friends, family, both?
It was friends and family.
And I think, is this the trip that we were talking about earlier where your parents had come to Tallahassee to fetch you and take you down south?
Yes.
Was there any discussion on that trip about any other relocation strategies,
I don't have any memory of that.
like bribing, converting to Christianity, any of those things,
It had been, I think, about a year since.
since those were first broached?
Right, but I'm just saying by that time it was the summer of 2014. I don't remember any kind of conversation like that.
Okay. Was there any discussion on that trip of the pending motion that included precluding your mom from having unsupervised visits with your boys?
No.
Do you remember the time frame that the repairman was at your house on the morning of the murder?
I remember more or less. I feel like he came, I think he was supposed to come sometime between 8 and 12, and he came on the early side. Because I just remember being surprised and trying to get dressed really fast.
Okay, and Dan Markell was killed between 8 and 12, right?
He
know
was.
that now. Who paid the repairman that came to your house?
I think he was under contract, so I don't have a strong memory of that, but I don't remember paying him. It's possible that I did.
I'm going to ask you a few more questions about Mr. Lacasse. You said you might have mentioned the joke to him about TV's cheaper than a hitman. Did you ever use the term TV as code for the murder in any context?
No.
Oh yeah, we heard you.
Did you ever hear your mom do that other than the recordings in this case?
No.
Everybody knew
So
about
she
the
didn't talk to
what
you
we-
about the TV.
No.
Did you see Mr. Lacasse? And you said that was somebody that you had been dating around the time of the murder. Is that right?
We had broken up just before that week that Danny was killed.
All right. Did you have an occasion to see him on July 13th of 2014? So just about a week before the murder at your residence.
I don't remember him being
that?
at my residence, but I do remember seeing him around that time.
Okay. And on July 13th, 2014, do you remember asking to share something in confidence with Mr. Lacasse?
I don't remember doing that.
Did you tell Mr. Lacasse in the context of if something were to happen to Danny, I could move back to Miami? Did you tell Lacasse that regarding the relocation battle in the summer of 2013, Charlie had, seriously, not as a joke, explored all options to resolve the problem, including hiring a hitman?
I did not have that conversation with Dr. Cass.
And I think you said the week before, but wasn't it actually about, I think it was 4 days before the murder, you sent an email to Mr. Lacasse? You remember that email, bump in the road?
I remember telling him I didn't want to have contact with him anymore. I don't remember exactly what date I sent it, but whatever date Sunday or Monday of that week would have been around when I sent it.
Girl, I know. Did they say she sent an email called "Bump in the Road"?
this refresh your memory at all?
It does.
Okay. And so you weren't officially breaking up with him so much as asking for a certain period of time without contact. Is that right?
That sounds right.
Okay. And then your plan was to reach back out to him and figure things out one way or the other?
I mean, I think I was breaking up with him, but
Nice.
I have a strong aversion to conflict. So this was probably my way of not breaking up with him without breaking up with him.
Okay. And I want to go back to the day of the murder. We know about the TV repairman left about, did you say about 9?
The truth is, I don't really remember, but something like 9 or 10.
Definitely before 10 or by 10?
Yes, that's my best memory.
All right. Where did you go after the TV? What was the next place
Never
you went
aired.
after the TV repairman left?
So I was home, I think, for a couple of hours first. I was doing a little bit of work. I was talking to some friends. I think I ate breakfast. And then I left probably close to noon or a little bit after noon. I was meeting 2 friends who I would frequently meet on a Friday to have lunch with. And so I went to run a few quick errands and then meet them for lunch.
And on your way to meet the friends, did you have an occasion to go down Trescott?
I was trying to turn down Trescott. That's where I used to turn and take just the road I was used to. But there was yellow tape up. And so when I tried to turn, I couldn't turn. So I made a 3-point turn and kept going on
Let me
Centerville.
check on my
And so you
chip.
encountered a police roadblock at that location.
Yes,
Okay, couldn't go any further because there was a police car and some yellow tape, right?
right.
And that was, you were able to see that from the intersection there, or you actually turned onto Trescott?
I tried to turn and then I couldn't go through. So I turned around and kept going
How far down Trescott did you proceed before you turned around?
just until the tape.
Okay.
She knew,
Which
baby.
one of you or your ex-husband had the kids the night before he was killed?
The night before they were with Danny.
Right. So it was his responsibility to take them to preschool that morning.
Yes.
Who was supposed to pick them up from preschool that day?
I was supposed to pick them up.
Had you talked to Dan Markell or your children that morning before you encountered the roadblock?
I hadn't talked to the boys because it would have been, I wouldn't have talked to them, they didn't have cell phones, they were little. So I only would have spoken to them if I had gone to the preschool and seen them, but I didn't do that. So I hadn't talked to the boys. I'm sorry, what was the second part of
How
the question?
about Dan? Did you speak to him that morning?
We didn't. We had plans to talk. We had traded some text messages and emails, and then I called him and he didn't pick up. And that was the last contact.
Did you attempt to call Dan Markell when you encountered the roadblock?
No,
Did you attempt to call your kids' daycare after encountering the roadblock?
no.
Did you notify anyone that you observed the roadblock?
I was talking on the phone at the time, so I may have said to the person I was talking to, oh, I'm trying to drive, but I have to turn around, hold on.
Okay, that was probably a bad question. Did you attempt to investigate in any way or ask anyone what the roadblock was about?
I wasn't concerned about the roadblock.
Was Mr. Markell scheduled to leave town the day after he was killed?
I don't remember if he was scheduled to leave town on Friday afternoon or on Saturday morning, but I know that he would go to New York every time he had a chance, and I think that was where he was going, but I don't know when he was leaving.
Okay, if you'll take a look at not the binder we've been using, but the other binder, should have your law enforcement interview on the front.
Okay.
And I would just ask you to review page 159, lines 10 and 11.
Wendy gets on my damn nerves. I really need to work on it. This lady should not be under my,
I think it's the very, are you able to find it?
like, there's no way.
Sorry, when he had plans to be out of town, he was leaving on Saturday.
Okay.
So it looks like I knew that he was leaving Saturday.
All right. And you knew he was planning to go to New York.
Yes.
Okay. Do you know how
if the killers knew that he was leaving town the next day, do you know how that information got to them?
I don't.
You knew.
Did your brother Charlie know that information?
I
To
don't
your
know if
knowledge.
I don't know if he knew that information.
Did your mother know that information?
My mom usually knew our schedule, so she probably would have known that I was going to have the boys. I don't know if that means she knew he was going to be out of town, but she would have known that I had the boys.
And didn't your mom keep meticulous track of every time that Dan went out of town?
Maybe just in the sense that if Danny was out of town, she thought maybe I needed extra help or something. So yes, probably.
And when that became an issue in the divorce, she was able to send you a record going all the way back to 2010, a couple of years of
2010.
every single date he was out of town. Do you remember that email?
My mom never switched over to like a Google calendar, so she would keep very meticulous, like
Wow.
a calendar of all the things she had to do. And so that was just her way of keeping track of everything. Not just this, but every part of life.
She's very detail oriented,
Yes.
even regarding
That's
things that aren't
weird.
necessarily her business. Or do you think that Dan's travel plans were somehow her business?
I think only to the extent that it impacted whether I had the boys or whether they were coming to visit or what that looked like.
Okay.
Agreed.
Did Mr. Markel leave you a message on the morning of his murder?
He did.
Okay. And did he indicate on that message that he was going to the gym that morning?
He did.
And specifically, did it tell you he'd be at the gym between 9:15 and 10:30?
I don't remember, but that sounds about right.
All right. And would he have given you that much detail because you were planning to try to touch base to talk, right?
Yeah, we were trying to have a conversation.
And was the conversation something about one of the children's schooling?
It was.
Did you talk to your brother Charlie on the morning of the murder?
I did.
And does an 18-minute conversation at 9:30 a.m. that day sound correct?
It does.
Do you remember the nature of that conversation?
I do. I didn't purchase the TV, so I didn't know how much the TV cost. And so I called him to find out if it made more sense to get the TV repaired or buy a new TV because I didn't know what the delta was there.
Okay. Can you tell the jury one way or the other for sure whether you mentioned Dan Markel's travel plans to Charlie during that 18-minute phone call?
I can't say for sure, but I don't see why I would have brought it up.
Did you have WhatsApp on your phone at that time?
I did.
What is WhatsApp?
WhatsApp is it's a phone service. It's an app that I use when I talk to people who live in other countries. So it's become very popular. I think I had it at the time. I know I certainly have it now. But it's a device to send messages.
During the time frame that we're talking about, which is around the time of the murder, did you communicate with any of your family members through WhatsApp?
I don't remember using WhatsApp unless they were traveling internationally because it's a way of making free calls or free texts when at that time making long distance calls on a regular phone would have been very expensive.
Did you ever communicate with Catherine Magbanua through WhatsApp?
I don't remember ever texting her on any platform.
Did you have any other encrypted platforms on your phone at that time?
At that time, I don't think so. I don't know what existed at that time.
Okay. So after you turned around and did not proceed down Trescott, you went, I think, to the liquor store. Can you tell us about that?
Sure. I was invited to a Stock the Bar party for that night for a friend's daughter. And so they asked for a specific type of bourbon. I'm not a bourbon drinker. So I went to the liquor store and I showed them the invitation, which was shaped like the kind of bourbon they wanted us to buy and asked if they had that. And they did, and I bought it.
All right. And that type of bourbon was Bullet bourbon?
That's right.
And do you recall the time of that purchase?
I don't, but I see a receipt here at 12:49.
Okay. And does that fit with your memory? You left the house around, I think you said afternoon, proceeded to the scene, encountered the tape, and then went to the liquor store, right?
I proceeded to drive to the liquor store. I saw tape and turned around.
Mm-hmm.
And then I bought the bourbon that they asked for at 12:49, and then I may have gotten gas after that, and then I drove to lunch.
And lunch was where law enforcement came in and encountered you.
That's right.
Okay, and that was where you were having lunch with a couple friends.
That's right.
Did you relocate to South Florida after Mr. Markel's death?
In terms of relocation, I did leave Tallahassee after the funeral, but I took a weekender for both the boys and me and thought I would be back pretty quickly.
Did you come back?
No.
I did come back a few times, but
Just to get things though, right?
not really to get things. I came back a couple of times to give a talk or to do some work, but
Okay.
or
But
to
what I'm interested in is where were you living after the murder?
I wasn't living in Tallahassee.
All right. Did you recall on the trip to South Florida, just within 48 hours of the shooting,
To the funeral?
getting a call from Craig Isom?
Yes.
Okay. And what happened with that call?
I talked to him for a while. He mentioned that he might want to have DNA samples of the kids. We were already halfway down. We'd been in the car for about 4 hours with the boys.
Who's the
And
we in that sentence?
I was with my parents
Okay.
and the kids.
Yep.
We talked, the call broke up, and he never followed up.
Was it like you're breaking up?
I told him I was having a hard time hearing.
But were you faking that or was it really breaking up?
I was not faking that.
And did you send your lawyer to him after that, shortly after that?
I told him he could talk to my lawyer. He never followed up.
Were you happy to be out of Tallahassee when you were able to return to South Florida?
No, I was not happy.
Did you send a text message on January 1st of 2016 that's contrary to that?
At that point, it would have been a year and a half after I'd been living somewhere else. So I don't know what text message you're referring to, but
But at that point, you were happy to be out of Tallahassee?
it's not a question of happy to be out of Tallahassee. I was trying to build a new life for myself and I didn't feel safe here anymore.
All right, let's take a look at tab 96, please.
96 in the old one or the new
The
one?
old one, please.
Okay.
Girl, y'all can't believe. Now this is not getting in the way of my videos. I have so many videos.
Okay, I see it, but it says unknown, so I don't know who I'm talking to.
Doesn't matter.
But that's not the question. The question is, did you say, so happy I don't live there? And the person says, I bet it's a shithole. Remember that?
I don't remember this, no, but I do see that I said it. I don't know who I'm talking to here, and
Would it surprise you to learn you were speaking to your brother, Charlie Adelson?
I don't know if it would surprise me. So, no.
Okay, Judge, may we approach it this time?
Forrest, I don't know how quickly they have to be buried, but I can Google it. Oh, hold up.
You may continue with your examination.
Ma'am, did you change your children's names after Dan Markel was killed?
About a year after I did.
In what way did you change their names?
I changed their last name and I changed my older son's middle name
Why?
And you changed their last name from Markel to what?
to mine.
Adelson.
Mhm.
Adelson. Girl, Wendy is a piece of shit. Hear me? Didn't take them kids to their dad's funeral, changed their name.
I'm going to start by asking you about this email dated July 3rd, 2014. What is this?
This is the, it looks like an electronic invitation for my dad's 70th birthday.
An Evite, right?
Yes.
And who sent the invitation to you?
Well, it looks like it's through the postmark.
I mean, who sent the party invitations out?
Saw his legacy.
I don't remember if I helped with the Evite or if my mom did it. So I don't know if I sent it to myself or if it's from my mom.
Would you have sent it to yourself?
I'm a little better with tech stuff than my parents, so I might have helped them put together an Evite.
Okay.
I don't
well,
remember.
Who does it say is the host of the party?
Oh, my mom's the host. You asked who sent the email, and I didn't remember. But my mom is the host of the party for my
Okay.
dad.
And to whom is the party invitation sent?
It's sent to me
I don't know.
and my two children.
Okay. And this was sent on July 3rd, 2014, before the murder, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And then back up just a little bit here. This email, do you recognize this one? Are you able to read it okay on your screen?
I can read it okay.
All right. Who sent this email?
This is from, it says my mom, but it says Harvey Adelson. So again, I don't know which parent it's from.
Okay. If it was from Harvey Adelson, would he say Lincoln is going to be attending Shabbat with his grandpa, Harvey Adelson?
I mean, it seems more likely somebody else would have written with his grandpa, but I don't know. I kind of write those things sometimes, like Lincoln will attend something with his mom and say my name. I know it's awkward to say it in the third person, but I don't think it's impossible.
Okay. But this reference to Lincoln Adelson did happen prior to the legal name change, correct?
Yes. No, I from the beginning, I was scared when I put them in school. And so I didn't legally change their name until a year after, but I was socially using my name for them.
And did that start as soon as their dad was killed?
No, it started when I had to register them for school.
And your mom helped with the registrations as well, didn't she?
I think I did the registrations myself.
What about here for flag football? Did your mom assist with that?
It looks like she did. There were some after-school
It's
activities.
Ben
And
Adelson.
she registered your child under the last name Adelson, right?
Yes.
Girl, I just wanted to erase this man out of those people's lives. This is sick.
Where was Dan Markell buried?
In Toronto.
Were you or your children in attendance at his funeral?
No.
That's some sick shit. How are we supposed to believe you didn't have shit to do with it? You didn't even go to his funeral. At this point, y'all, her parents weren't suspects. They didn't even know what happened to Dan at this time. So there is absolutely no reason for this woman to not have gone. So at least let your kids say goodbye.
When was the last time you spoke to your mother, Donna Adelson, as we sit here today?
November of 2023.
Okay. And so she hasn't given you any information or advice about how to testify in court, has
No,
she?
ma'am. No.
What about, you did offer testimony in November of 2023 as well, right, on a related case?
Yes.
Okay,
October.
And did your mom, when you spoke to her in November of 2023, offer you any advice or thoughts about how you should act or behave or what you should say in court?
Yes,
She did.
she did.
And what was that?
I can't tell you I remember exactly, but she was hoping I would be supportive of my brother.
Okay. And do you know what her thoughts were afterwards?
I do.
You did
Okay. And what were they?
She was devastated.
She didn't feel you were supportive.
You did
No.
terrible.
Were you in any way involved in the plot to kill your ex-husband?
No.
Did you maybe know it was going to happen, but not know the details?
I did not know it was going to happen, and I did not know any details.
Did you provide any information, even unknowingly in hindsight, that you think could have been used to assist the murderers?
I don't think so. I didn't provide any information.
What information do you have regarding your mother's involvement in the plot to kill your ex-husband?
I don't have information.
But you do admit that your brother said he looked into hiring a hitman to kill Dan Markel.
I don't. I admit that my brother made a tasteless joke repeatedly about buying me a TV because it was cheaper than hiring a hitman.
But then someone did hire a hitman who did kill Dan Markel, right?
Yes, that happened.
Was part of the plot to kill your ex for you to have plausible deniability or to know very little about it?
I was not involved in any plot to kill Danny.
Were you shielded from the plot because, I don't know, you couldn't be trusted to keep a secret?
I was not
Sounds like it.
involved in any plot to kill Danny.
Why did you tell Investigator Isom in your law enforcement interview that you were worried the police, or you were worried, I guess, in the police car on the way to be interviewed, that you might be considered a suspect?
Because I couldn't think of anything bad going on in his life other than the divorce. And frequently the ex-wife is a suspect.
Were you treated as a suspect?
I was not.
But you mentioned 9 times in your law enforcement interview being a suspect, didn't you?
I did, yes.
When you were approached at the restaurant, you weren't yet told that this was a shooting, were you?
I was not.
You were only told something happened with your ex-husband.
I don't even know if I was told that. I was very scared something happened to my kids, and that's why law enforcement was there, and they wouldn't tell me what was going on.
But they did reassure you that the kids were fine. You
They told me
remember
that law enforcement officers were with the children, which terrified me because I didn't know why my children would need law enforcement officers.
So you didn't know what this was about at all when you were in the police car?
In the car, they told me.
Okay. In the car, they told you what?
They said, your ex-husband has been shot.
Okay. So that you learned that information prior to getting into the interview room?
Yes.
Okay.
Look at Donna. Donna like the lies. I know that's
Do you remember allowing law enforcement to take possession of your computer in that interview?
I told law enforcement to search my phone, search my computer, search my house, search my car. I was trying to be helpful.
Do you remember saying that it was okay for them to take the computer and keep it even though you had work things on there because you didn't think you would be going back to work?
I remember thinking it wasn't important. I couldn't imagine my life fell apart. So
But you didn't go back to work, did you, at FSU?
I did actually go back, not physically present, but I was still on the FSU payroll until December of that year.
But did you go to work?
In that interview with law enforcement, did you suggest that your parents are people who may have been angry enough to kill Dan Markel?
I suggested a lot of people who could have been angry enough to kill Danny.
And were some of the people my parents?
Yes.
Girl, that is crazy. She done put her parents. Sharonda, she is like
But you
me.
said in the interview that you didn't think they were capable of it, didn't you?
I did.
If your mom wasn't capable of it, did she have anyone that she could enlist to assist her?
I don't know.
What was your first thought when you were asked if anyone might have murdered Dan Markell for your benefit?
I thought maybe a crazed friend or a former student.
It's not what you said, though, is it?
Nope.
I don't remember exactly what I said first.
You said Charlie, right?
Damn.
If that's what I said, then you have it there, but I don't remember who I listed first.
That's
Okay,
great.
can you at least tell the jury you definitely did say Charlie as one of those people?
I did.
Do you remember saying, if somebody tried to kill my ex-husband, they should be prosecuted to the full extent of the law?
Yes.
Isom says, regardless of who it is. And do you recall your answer?
I do recall my answer.
What was that?
I think I was hoping it wasn't anyone in my family. And so that idea that it was someone in my family gave me pause.
All right, but that wasn't your answer, was it?
I don't remember word for word what I
Okay.
said, but that was my sentiment at the time.
Was your answer for court and counsel, this is law enforcement interview page 122, lines 7 through 12. If somebody tried to kill my ex-husband, they should be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. Question, regardless of who it is. Answer, I mean, it would be different if I thought it were my brother. Did you call your mom from the interview room at Tallahassee Police Department?
I did.
And did she answer the phone?
She did.
When she answered, did she advise you that your dad was in the shower?
I don't remember whether my dad was in the shower.
You asked her to sit down. Do you remember that?
I do.
And by asking her to sit down, would that signify to her that this was going to be something serious you were going to reveal or say?
I was concerned about her age and if she were standing that she could, hurt herself if she fell down.
Okay. And do you recall that she at that point asked if she could put you on speakerphone?
I don't remember, but that sounds plausible.
What was the purpose of putting the phone on speaker, if you know?
I would be guessing, but so my dad could hear too.
But wasn't dad in the shower, or you don't remember that part?
I don't remember if my dad was in the shower.
Was anyone else there to your knowledge?
I don't think so.
Was Charlie there to your knowledge?
I don't think so.
Did you ask your mom in that telephone conversation to tell Charlie what was going on?
I think I did. I didn't want to make any more phone calls.
And your mom took the news pretty well, didn't she, this phone call?
Hell yeah.
I wouldn't say she took the news well. I think she was upset.
Did you say something different in your law enforcement interview after you got off the phone with her?
I don't think I did. I don't think I said something like that.
Didn't you say, page 265, line 5 through 6, quote, my mom handled that pretty well?
I may have said that. I can check it. Can you tell me the line again?
Yes, ma'am, page 265, line 5 and 6.
Well, she is putting on a show. She knows she said that. I remember you said it during Charlie's trial.
Yes, that's what I said.
And then page 280, line 22 and 23. Did you also say, well, my parents sounded really surprised, so that's at least a relief?
Yes, I see that here.
No further questions.
Okay, I don't want to start cross because I know I'm not going to get through the whole cross. We still have, looks like, I think the stream is 9 hours, so it's still like 4 hours. So I know I'm behind on it. So tomorrow when I start, I know we were watching Cardi B. I'll finish the end of this. I'm going to probably be a day behind on the stream, but I'm going to stop here so I can go ahead and get off. I don't want to start and then stop in the middle. But yes, y'all, we are done with half of day 2. Half of day 2, Wendy is still lying. I don't think she's ever going to tell the truth. But the saddest part about all of this is Wendy will never be held accountable for her part in this. I refuse to believe Wendy didn't know anything. Now, the prosecutor asked a good question. Is it that Wendy knew that they were going to kill him, but she just didn't know when? That might be true. But riding past his house, making sure the TV repairman was there that day. First of all, I've broken a TV like that. My next thought is, dang, I gotta buy a new TV. Never thought to get it repaired. So we have that. Purchasing the bourbon. I think that was just so she could be on camera. Getting gas, camera. Going out to eat, camera. I think that's what she was doing. Making sure that there's no way she could be tied to any of this. As soon as she got into that interview room, what did she start doing? Oh, my parents. Maybe it was my brother. So I just can't with Wendy. I can't with Wendy. I'm not going to watch the rest of it. I'll watch it tomorrow, but I'm going to get off of the stream. Since it looks like Cardi B is on LA time. Today they had a mandatory 30-minute. They were starting 30 minutes late. If they do that again tomorrow, then I'll be on at 5:30. If they don't, then I'll be on at 5. But good night, everyone. I was going to stay on here till 12, but it's 4 more hours left. And I'm like, I know I'm not going to make it. I've been looking at these screens at this point, 16 hours, it feels like. Thank you guys so much for the super chats. Thank you for liking the live. Thank you for sharing my lives. Thank you guys for being here. It's 11:50. Go to bed because some of y'all might be like me and have to get up and clock in the morning. I will see you all before I get off running. You're correct. If the TV was even broken. But if it was broken, I do think it was on purpose. Hey, Alicia C, good night. Good night, everybody. You guys have an amazing day at work tomorrow. And I'll see y'all tomorrow afternoon. Bye, y'all.